Hey, this is Bob and the Don't Die podcast, brought to you by Ohana Fest down in Dana Point, and brought to you by Live Nation, bringing you concerts all over the world. It all begins with getting off drugs, people. Let's go out and live life. Get sober, get the right treatment for you, and stop dying. Stop dying, Mike. That's what we're doing.
Hi, Bob. Good morning, Josh.
Morning.
It is
I like the term coffee pod, Mike. That's I love that. That's you called it a coffee pod. I made sure I have mine.
The Coffee Cast, yeah.
Coffee cast.
Oh, I've been up since 5:30. You guys obviously don't have any tiny baby kids.
None around here. Last time a kid was in this house.
Subtle.
Last time a kid was in this house, Bob, was yours.
Yeah, that's true. Let me
the
just
first one in 2 years. No.
Yeah, let me just brief you a little bit about because America needs to know how two people that have two kind of very different views of life can be best friends. They don't understand how you could be friends with someone who has differing opinions than you. All of America is like that, Josh. And you and I have always diverged on children. You don't ever want to have children, correct? But how can we be so close and have such differing views on that?
Oh, because I know I'm insane. I know that my views are very...
well, as opposed to my mental health. But really, it's critical. It's critical for people to understand. Like I said this to an agent on Friday. I have a lot of Republican friends, and I could feel him changing his opinion about me, that I had Republican friends. You know what I mean? We need to give examples of like, hey, people can, like Bob thinks life is just about kids and chaos and fun and doesn't worry that the planet's going to burn up 50 years from now. Josh doesn't want that in his life and is going his path, and Bob's going his path, and they talk every day and they get along fine. You don't have to fight with people you disagree with.
Wait, are you coming out as a Republican?
Me? Well, I don't even know what I am anymore, but I know that it's just important. Like, and we were talking on the last podcast, Josh, and I think you felt it too. I never seen anything like Ohana Fest, of how cool everyone is towards bands they never heard about, towards people they really wouldn't go see in an everyday life. I don't think a lot of the fans would be buying Brandi Carlile tickets. I just don't think so. But for some reason, the power of Eddie or Pearl Jam or I don't know, or the site, everybody's just so respectful and so peaceful. And I started thinking, why can't the rest of America be like Ohana Fest? Do you know what I'm saying, Josh?
Yeah, totally. I agree. I looked out and I saw people, everyone sort of I mean, I wasn't out there, but everyone seemed to be conscious of each other's space and very respectful. I mean, I guess, Eddie and for years and years kind of cultivating that sort of respect and that care for each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. I had such a great view to see it.
So I wanted to say, I think there were some Republicans there. I think there was some anti-vaxxers there. I think there was some anti-mask people there. Come on.
I don't know if they were allowed.
Is it just because it's exclusionary? No, it's so easy to get a fake. Listen, all the musicians that are anti-vaxxers, and we know quite a few, Josh, they're just going to get fake. They're just going to get fake documentation. What are you talking about? Like, come on. There's people that there was, we saw one shirt that said, what was it, Mike? It said, truckers for Trump. My rig runs on the tears of liberals.
that you saw that shirt at the show?
Yeah,
or was that a truck driver in the back?
Oh, was it?
Well, no, I don't know. Was it a concert
Yeah, we
goer?
saw it. He was watching you, by the way.
Oh, Jesus. That's funny.
Oh, Josh, I have a funny story to tell you, too, and I wanted to tell you directly. As I was in the crowd with my girls, and there were these three kind of large, kind of beer-drinking guys next to
You're
me
very
watching.
adorable girls, by the way.
Oh,
And Mike,
thank
thanks
you
for
so much.
introducing me.
Thank you so much. So they're standing next to me, they're drinking beer, and I'm going, oh, this is going to be weird. And you, in the middle of a song, stopped and said, oh, I made a mistake. And the kind of crowd went quiet, and the big guy in the middle says, it happens, we love you. I yelled that out.
That was the guy with the Trump sweatshirt.
It wasn't.
But
they didn't.
But it really is a point where I just think that I think that people that get along and who respect each other have remained silent for too long. Like since before Trump, I think we've just remained silent. I know I have, because I don't want any trouble. I just don't want any trouble. So,
well, I think deep down, I think we all know, or most of us know, that deep down, all of us kind of want the same thing. We're just, having a little bit of a hard time remembering that everyone wants the same thing, and we have to share this place and work together. But everyone's so angry. I mean, they're mostly just, everyone's just so angry. They're sort of incentivized to stay in their corner.
So I never knew, but you are very, very, very environmentally aware. Like you don't preach it. You've like mentioned your belief about it to me over the years, but you've never preached at it. You never told me not to shop at Walmart or not do this or do that. And
I don't really have any rules or anything that I follow.
Well, you're pretty pessimistic about the planet's future.
I'm not the only one.
So Sid loves that song. Plays it. She knows the words. She was very shy at your house the other day. She knows the words.
Better than me.
Those she can't know what the words mean. They really strike her. And it's a song about the planet. And she also said something very cool. She said something very insightful. She said, "Is he using his cool guy voice?"
Oh my God. Always.
Always. I said all singers do.
I love that. She was so shy the other day.
She hasn't been around people. She hasn't been around people because of this fucking stuff. At least Mike's kid's got a 14-year head start on it. Sid just turned 3. She was 3.5 when the shutdown happened. So basically, other than the school we started at our house, which people came here, she hasn't really been around people for the whole developmental years, 3, 4, 5. It's had an impact on her. You can see it because that's not her real natural state. She's like a mini me. But when she got around Josh, she was very shy and quiet. She just nods her head, answers yes or no.
A lot of kids do that. A lot of kids do that.
You don't think COVID has lockdown has something to do with it?
No, I think it's definitely had an effect, of course. But
so Mike, Josh in the middle of his solo plural one stuff and Pearl Jam stuff and other stuff, Morrissey, other stuff. He took the time to give Elvis the greatest birthday present day before Wednesday. We surprised Elvis. We picked him up at school. We said we had to run an errand, me and Sid, and we went to Josh's house, and Josh played music with him in the afternoon. It was so great. And they played mostly Eminem and Dr. Dre, so I don't know what that was about.
He just was on fire. He led the entire afternoon.
Did he tell you
I know
the
this
drum?
song. I know this song. No. He was showing me his songs, and I was blown away with his natural rhythm and his ear, and I just started playing drums because his ear
is something else. I can't. He can hear a song on television and go to the piano and just figure it out. I'm not talking like an hour. I'm talking like in 7 minutes.
Yeah, I watched it happen in person. I kind of because that's how I learned, and I was sort of, just the teeny amount of music theory that I picked up along the way. Not that I was just seeing if he was interested in learning that stuff. He's not yet.
He's not.
But he will be soon. And once he learns these little things, he'll be unstoppable because he's already naturally kind of doing this stuff.
He has the rhythm. Now, so a lot of parents ask me like, hey, my kid has this, loves music or whatever, and how do you steer him? And I always just say, make them listen to everything. So Elvis, for better or for worse, me as a father, has listened to everything. He's listened to Merle Haggard. He's listened to the Smiths. He's listened to Hank Williams. He's listened to Bob Dylan. He's listened to NWA, believe it or not, is a big car favorite, by the way. When it's just me and Elvis in the car, fuck the police. And he loves it. His face just lights up that I'm allowing him to listen to fuck the police.
Yeah, which you should.
Right.
Yeah.
You definitely should. And parents shy away at that whole who said.
I listened to some outlandish stuff when I was his age and younger. And I've been thinking a lot about that lately because I don't know if kids do that anymore. And it just didn't seem weird. And I've been thinking that my early exposure to those kind of adult things is sort of what have made it possible for me to hang out with you guys when I was younger.
Right. Well,
I couldn't imagine a 17-year-old now hanging out with and playing music with a 36-year-old right? It just, they seem like they're more interested in video games or whatever it is, or, being kids, which is fine. And I'm obviously not everyone, but I just think about that a lot. Like my listening to Andrew Dice Clay at age 8.
Yeah.
There's a through line to being here with you guys today.
The Dice Man.
Yeah.
So, he is obsessed with Eminem. He doesn't like you to talk about it though. He knows every word to those songs. And Mike, when he's rapping them to you, he kind of softens the F word.
He's self-centered. He self-censors.
Yeah.
It's great. It's funny.
But they were doing Guess Who's Back. Isn't that the one? Or what was it? It was just a great afternoon.
We did that one.
What Dr. Dre song?
Still Dre.
Still Dre. It's crazy. So let's talk about your set. You did a song by two guys that were in the audience that made them cry. I don't know if you're aware of that.
It was nice. It was really nice.
Oh, Mike, you were crying.
Well, I've done that song before. I recorded that song on a
benefit album. A benefit album, yeah.
Yeah. And was that benefit album was called Beat LA, wasn't it?
Beat LA?
Yeah.
I think so.
Beat.
Like a beat, like a drum beat. But that I've been seeing all those Beat LA signs in the crowd at the Dodger games. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah. Well, last night was the Dodgers that I know.
Kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah, kicked. But game 3 on Monday. So here's an interesting thing about that song. I wrote that song with Mike because I was trying to get Mike into Thelonious Monster. Like, Pete Weiss, very difficult person to kind of get. He didn't want Mike in because he thought that's a Bob Homer. Like, that's one vote for Bob, right?
Yeah.
And
it
so
throws the whole dynamic off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Dix is neutral. So whoever's that second guitar spot is going to go the way of me or Pete. And for those that don't know, bands have these tensions that it's usually like Anthony and Flea, the Gallagher brothers, Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend. I think it's Stone and Eddie, right? There's always tension in the leadership of a band. Who's the leader of it? And Thelonious Monster always had me and Pete. And people would tell me, why are you in arguments with the drummer? Just get a new drummer. And I couldn't. No one can play like him. I tried 2 times. No one can play like Pete Weiss.
No one.
He listens to the words that I'm singing. It's hard to explain. But anyway,
it's not. It's rare and it's important and it's incredible.
I don't.
And that's what's important to him.
You listen to the words when you're drumming, don't you? You know the words.
Yeah, or at least the melody, or at least half the words. I mean, I do. I listen to the song. Yeah, I mean, I listen to the words more and more as with every passing day. But I mean, I always listen to the song and to the melody.
Yeah, so a lot of drummers don't do that. Is that correct? Yeah,
I would think.
So Pete's not wanting Mike in. As far back as '86, when we made our second album, Mike was at my house all the time, and we rehearsed at my house, and I'd be like, Mike, you should be in the band. He's like, no, I don't want to be in the band. Blah, blah. And so we wrote that song Anymore, and Pete loved it. That wouldn't have ever seen the light of day unless Pete loved it. And so Pete kept pushing.
The greatest drummer move of all time. He chose not to play on it. I mean, like that's a real. That takes a real solid mind to hear a song and think it doesn't need any drums.
Yeah, he's one. So I was so focused on getting that song on the album and getting Mike in the band, which proved to be a genius move because we made our best record with Mike Marr. Though he and I go back and forth on this podcast and people think I don't listen or respect Mike sometimes. I made a great record, one great record in my life, and it was musically led by Mike Marr.
Yeah, but it's mixed horrible. It's like mixed so fucking 80s. I mean, I can't even really listen to it. It's just got all this 80s crap all over it. So,
but so many records do, and it is such a particular
somebody should
time.
just remix that thing. Fucking
you can't because you can't find the masters. I tried to find the masters. They were supposedly, I don't know. It was John Doe that produced it. And then this guy,
but you sent it to that Hill guy. For the remix. Yeah. What's his name?
So the master tapes are just completely lost right now.
Yeah, they're just lost. So many master tapes are lost that to this point now, people don't even know what they are.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, it's a kid. They look for a CD box. Like, no, there's a big box. It's like 3 inches tall. It's gray, and there'll be like 4 of them. That's the album.
You tell them about the master tapes, and they go, "Aren't they in the cloud?" So Anymore, I had the lyrics, and then Mike always had a million variations of that song, right? But it wasn't until I was standing there with my daughter realizing she doesn't grow up in a household like that. Because the household I'm describing is my parents' household, Flea's household. Every household I knew about was that you're born in a battlefield. You're just born in between these two people that don't like each other. That was all of our friends' kind of experience, right? Yeah. And I realized, and that's why I teared up, is Sid doesn't even know what this song is about. She's going to have friends that know what this song is about, but she doesn't know what it's about. And that's a very powerful line. And I wrote it, but I don't remember writing it. I was born in a battlefield. That's pretty fucking good opening line, right?
And the battle still rages on. Kids are still born into battlefields on a daily basis.
It's funny because when we did that song, rock bands really weren't doing like acoustic stuff. Me and Bob, we blazed this trail that nobody
did. Mike, we opened for Willie Dixon, and people booed us off the stage, and I was so pissed. And we played at Music Machine, and Willie Dixon said, y'all should come open for us. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And we were so excited to go open this, the annual blues dinner or something. And we played acoustic. We played Anymore, probably. We played See That My Grave Is Kept Clean. And just people did not want 2 guys that looked like us at their blues, immortalizing dinner. Well, it was Johnny Shines who played with Robert Johnson. Remember that, Mike?
Yep.
Johnny Shines, Willie Dixon. So I'm in the dressing room just so bummed out. Like, I didn't think that. I didn't think they would hate us. And Willie Dixon came over to me and sat next to me and put his hand on my knee, and he goes, "Oh, everyone have an off night. Everyone have an off night." And what he was doing was pushing the responsibility of what happened onto me. Not saying the audience is wrong. I was like, fuck these people. And Willie Dixon made me think, like, maybe fuck you, dude. You didn't pull it off.
Well, it was all new to us, too. And, like, McCabe's is such a fucking unforgiving environment. I mean, when you end a song and the little bit of clapping, and then it goes, like, dead silent. I mean, silence you've never heard before in your fucking life, man. It goes so quiet. You're just like, what the fuck?
The first people, John Doe and Knitters had played there. Peter Case had played there. And then us in, like, 87. And it was, because Josh, I love that. Bob Dylan, all that stuff. And we kind of did that. And so that was one of the the Replacements, I say always did it first, but we did it better. Right? And so Any More was on the second record, and then that's what led to Pete saying, okay, well, let's get Mike Martin here, which I don't know if he's still, tell the first day of recording. So Mike's solidly in the band, Josh, to make Stormy Weather. We're going into the studio. Bring all your equipment and guitars. We're going to be there. It's like a real studio for the first time with a real producer, John Doe, and everybody's excited. Even I showed up on time, and Mike comes like 5 hours later with his amp, with his guitar sticking out the window of his ex-girlfriend's car with some shitty little amp that didn't even work. And like, let's go. Remember you had a Toyota Celica, Mike, or something like that.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, it wasn't mine.
He didn't even have a case for his guitar.
But he got it done.
So how weird is that 30 years later at this music festival, a kid who was 8 years old when that song was written made the two old guys that wrote it cry. That was a beautiful thing. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, well, I'm glad I'm glad it had that effect.
So what about your performance, man? Were you happy? I was totally jazzed. It went really well.
I had a great time. It was a great experience. I've never played a song on stage by myself longer than about 3 minutes, so the fact that I made it through was pretty impressive to me. I'm not going to blame any of the weird kind of, I'm not going to blame the sun for making mistakes, but I just had never done that before. So the minute my mind wanders, I sit thinking about other things, the guitar sound or can't see my lights on the pedals or whatever, and then I start forgetting songs. But because of maybe all the how I've been thinking about life and how I've been trying to change the way I think about myself or whatever, it didn't bother me at all. That's the kind of show I want to see. I want to see someone just go play songs. If they don't know their own songs that well, most of the time I'd probably be disinterested, but at least I've been doing other things. I've got other stuff going on. And I'm just, it won't always be like that. Now I see what I need to work on, and I'm not a very good practicer. I don't like practicing my own songs by myself in a room. When I do that, I get halfway through the song and I'm done. I can't. I've learned that it takes time. It takes time to get them to become sort of muscle memory, and when I'm doing it more often, it'll be totally fine. So I don't know. I had a great time connecting with the people that I was playing in front of, in my own little way, and coming from being as shy as I was when I was younger. To me, it's an enormous amount of growth. So I'm really proud of that.
Well, yeah, I said it to Chrissy too, because she couldn't come because of the baby, but she asked me how it went, and I said it was beautiful, and I cried and whatever. And then the idea of, because I didn't see you break your foot. I don't know what year that was, 7 years ago, 6 years ago?
2012.
No, 2012. So 9 years ago. So Josh has gone from a person who breaks his foot when his pedal doesn't work to a person who.
Pedal, that was my monitors.
Oh, your monitors. Okay, sorry. Oh, well, then by all means break your foot. But just always want to be perfect, always frustrated when things don't go right, Mike. That was Josh 9 years ago. To nothing going right. Your son on your keyboard, you couldn't see with the keyboard numbers too.
I couldn't see any of that. Yeah.
And he was just like, whatever, and that to me was that therapy works, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the thing. Like I broke my foot that time because the monitors weren't sounding good to me after a third consecutive night. Two of the first two nights were at Staples Center, my first two big shows with the Chili Peppers in LA, really. And then the third one was in Oakland, where I broke my foot. And it was more just about the problem there was the fact that I let the sound ruin my experience. And the first night that it sounded terrible at Staples, I was the lowest, it felt like the lowest point of my life. And the second night I realized that that's my mind doing that to me. So I tried desperately not to suffer like that, but it was still not fun. So I was lamenting the fact that I had these 2 nights in Los Angeles with this band I'm not playing in, and there were missed opportunities to connect and have a great time. Then the third night in Oakland, it was just over, and I couldn't help. And I kicked this monitor speaker, and I quickly was shown that that's not a good way to deal with it either. But I was just upset. I was upset with, and this is what I said later on that night, I was upset with the whole apparatus. Specifically, I was so annoyed that I allowed that to happen. Or like annoyed with myself that I couldn't change that. The guy, I felt bad for the monitor tech. It was his first show, not gear he was used to, and it was at Staples in front of all my parents' friends.
So, but don't you think sometimes? Because I remember the first time.
But then again,
Anthony,
sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
But then I realized I can't control that shit either. Like, so sometimes
after you broke your foot, you realize that after you broke
yeah. Well, like what I just said, like I was trying to control everything. I at a certain point you can't do that. The only thing you can hopefully do maybe is just take what life throws at you and still try and enjoy yourself and do what you're there to do, instead of either sink into yourself or be pissed off or break your feet.
Right. Well, you've only been playing music with Eddie for about 4 months. Eddie's probably the king of that. Here's the thing I've been watching with him for years. I don't think people really know the words sometimes, but when he fucks him up, he stops and tells you he fucked up the words.
You do that too.
Yeah, but it's pretty obvious I fucked up the words.
No, but I've been thinking lately, like, because I was coming up on the solo show and I knew you were going to be there. And I don't know if it's osmosis or what, but I know for sure I've picked up things from playing with you for so long, and just, kind of talk. I don't know.
Yeah, talk about it.
You bring people into your life, your own life. There's to me, the notion of I'm a performer and you guys are the audience, it's just silly. It's like, to me, we're all on the same level. It's annoying to me that there's a stage and that there's so much distance between. I don't know, when I played with you and you were the first person I really played with, it just always felt like we were all doing it together, us on stage and the people in the room. And you would be giving books out to people and talking about your day and stuff. And to me, that just it always sounded like how I would play a show too. I mean, I was so proud to be a part of that.
It started because Thelonious Monster was, like I always say, we're kind of like that Howard Hughes wooden boat. It took a long time for us to get off the ground and get going. So you really couldn't be one of those bands that made the spectacular. Yeah,
Mike knows about the Spruce Goose.
Yeah,
down there.
so for those that it's like the heaviest boat ever or plane ever made, and it takes like forever to get off the ground. I think it only flew one time. I just started to
for
feel
about 20 seconds.
12 feet off the water. 12 feet.
I started to feel like Thelonious Monster's like that. Don't expect a big intro and we're going to give it away and the place is going to go nuts. We're just not like that. We're going to come out
and fly 12
it's going to
feet
take
off
a while
the
to but at a certain point, and usually it was the encores are usually in between the end of the set and the encores. Me and Mike would do acoustic sets. There was going to be magic that night. Now, if you went on stage in the old days, we went on stage about 10:15 and we were going to play till 12 or something. 10:15 wasn't the time to get there. It wasn't going to be a lot happening at 10:15. It was going to just be slowly getting off the ground. But if you're there at 12 o'clock, you can bet something magical is going to happen. Whether it's Goodnight Irene, Out of the Blue, or Here Comes a Regular. We used to always do Here Comes a Regular. And for some reason, 9 out of 10 nights, I would forget most of the words. But that one night, I would remember every word to it. And it would be unbelievable. And so you just get used to like, well, it's not going to be that great at the beginning. But somewhere along the line, it's going to catch on and it's going to get traction. And that's what you did in the set. By the time Nate got it, well, when you played the Anthony and the Johnsons, what happens in a situation like that? Are those albums still by Anthony and the Johnsons, or did they renamed?
That one.
So he's making, they are making songs under a new name. Her new name. I got to find out. I didn't know that. So there's a song, Another World. It's my favorite. It's right here it's always towards the tops of my CDs right there. It's in there somewhere. That's one of my favorite songs. And you know what? Because I'm looking at it as want to help Josh. If you segue into Mother Nature out of that, it's a masterpiece. Did you think of that, or is it too close for comfort?
I was gonna play Mother Nature on guitar, so I had that in the guitar portion of the set.
Right.
but I mean that was one of my other brilliant ideas, was I played Mother Nature in a tuning that I'd never played it before. So when I'm thinking about the lights and thinking about the why is the guitar so loud right now? Playing that song in a key that I'd never done it was kind of unwise.
That was a very Klinghoffer-like thing to do.
It was. So that's why I don't mind that I was fucking up all over the place, because you got me.
That's why they invented capos, John.
Well, it was I played it in the right key, so I didn't say that correctly. I just played it the guitar was tuned differently, so because the song was written on piano.
Okay.
And then I did a version of it on guitar where I tuned the guitar 2 steps down. So it was like, in C. But then for this performance, I played it in D, because I thought the 12-string electric that I had never played, more than 20 minutes, that I just bought 2 days before, that belonged to Ry Cooder. I thought that guitar sounded good in D. There was no way that guitar was going all the way down to C.
Let me recap how we talk when Josh is in the room. So he's going to take his best song and he's going to play it on a guitar he never played before, and he's going to play it 2 steps down. Should go great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and then let's talk about the Eddie stuff. That second Eddie show, that was amazing. That was amazing. Were you guys nervous the first show because you didn't know the songs? Because the second night of the Eddie Vedder and Friends thing was the best thing of the weekend, in my opinion, right?
Well, a lot of people don't know, we had a nice, thorough, basically a full set sound check on the Thursday. So we played a lot of that, and the people that were in that band, obviously none of those people have the ability to dial it back. So we gave it our full,
Chad's not a dialer
level.
back.
No, none of us.
Chad has played in a lot of bands that people don't know about, but Mumford and Sons is not one of them.
So we gave like a full performance on Thursday, and then so Friday was the night that we weren't originally going to play. It was sadly filling in for the Kings of Leon. So is that what you're calling the first night?
Yeah, that's the first night.
Yeah, so that was the night that we kind of last minute we had to go up there, and we played a few songs that we played one of their songs, and then so the second night, the Saturday, that was always the one that we were focused on. Yeah, so
with Glenn and the acoustic part. That was just like you don't get to see that very often. We were talking about Beck on our last podcast. We all love Beck, but it seems like there's 3 Becks and he can't figure out how to put that into an hour-and-a-half show, right? It's very hard because his music, some of the more mature acoustic records later on in his career, how does it jive with the early stuff? And it's hard. It's hard. I think he's got a harder job of putting a set list together than any artist I know, really. Right?
Probably,
because how do you do that? What's the name of that album you like, Mike? Morning what?
Sea Change.
Sea Change.
I love Sea
Change. So how do you do Sea Change next to Loser, next to Devil's Haircut? Like, how do you mix that all together? Not many artists have to do that. Eddie has to do that and does it fluidly, but it's kind of weird because it doesn't get much harder a rock than you guys played in that Saturday show on some of those songs. And it doesn't get more intimate and soft. And that's another thing about this audience. You're talking about 15,000 people sitting there, and Eddie's playing a ukulele, and you could hear a pin drop. You don't hear people at the bar. You don't hear people talking on their phones. People don't yell out, "Play Jeremy." It's just the most respectful kind of thing I've ever seen. I'd never seen him acoustic like that. And to do it in the middle of the set and then just go rock again, that's rarefied air people that can do that.
Yeah, no, it is. And the people have been, they've been accustomed to who he is and how he plays and how he performs. And this was kind of a different performance for him solo. But I think ultimately what made it special for us too was that we just gotten that set together basically in the week prior. So we rehearsed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we went down there and did it on stage Thursday. Then we performed Friday and Saturday, and that was it. So it was this special thing. It was just something, how many people play these kind of unrehearsed shows in this big rock
and
band
that big of
never
not
unrehearsed, but I mean,
anymore.
it's like a new thing. Like we were all kind of having as much fun as anyone there. So it's just this kind of rare.
I'm going to ask you a question and see if you know it, a trivia question that I looked through and found out. What song was played 4 of the 5 nights? One song was played 4 of the 5 nights.
You mean Pearl Jam?
Yeah, and Eddie Vedder show. So out of 3 of the 4 nights, you played one song in every set.
Elderly Woman. Behind the Counter.
How does that get on every set list? Is that one of Eddie's favorites? Is that your favorite?
Well, the version that the solo band played is a different version. It's kind of like it's a totally reworked version, and it doesn't sound like the normal version until the outro kind of solo bit.
But then you did it in Pearl Jam too.
Yes, and that's just one of the band's kind of signature songs.
Yeah,
right.
and Better Man falls into that category too. It was played.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
And then that song was played a lot. They played a song called "Elderly Woman" behind the counter in a small town a lot. I think over the course of the weekend.
You're doing that, and it's respectful. Josh is always respectful. He's doing that they thing. There's only when you're on stage with people, there's only us. It doesn't matter who's been in it longer, who's in charge of it, who's wrote the songs that you're doing. When you're on stage, it's us, Josh.
They are my preferred pronouns for talking about projects.
Yeah, maybe that's why you get by so good.
Hey, you get to play that Hendrix song at the end, which is amazing because they bring you out front and you just go crazy on that Hendrix. That must have been so much fun, dude.
It was fun. It was amazing. Well, what happened? Because we all know.
Can I correct 2 musicians right now? That's not a Jimi Hendrix song. It's a Bob Dylan song.
Whatever.
All Along the Watchtower is the name of the song. Okay, go, Josh.
Very good. No, that's true. Because Dana Point has, they have a pretty strict curfew down there. We went to play it maybe the first night, and I didn't know. No one knew if we were going to play it or not because we didn't have enough time. So I walked out there with a guitar. And it was like, good night. So the second time we did it, it was sort of kind of this
it was
funny.
It was magic.
It was sort of pent up 24 hours of wanting. Yeah, no, that was so much fun.
So when do you leave? When does it all begin?
I honestly don't know. I mean, at the moment, the only thing, the first stuff with them that's on the calendar is in the summertime.
Oh, I thought it was March. No?
No, I don't think so because, I just don't think they were able to reschedule the show.
There's the life of a musician right there. That first weekend I was excited. I came home buzzing at how cool it was and how great it was and how great it was to do songs from, I don't know, to do the Clash, to do the Who. I just came home buzzing both nights. And then I'm sure you guys were. I don't know what time you got to sleep after that first night or second night. Like, it was just so exciting and so cool and so off the cuff and like on a tightrope. And then now you're just not going to play for like 5 months?
Oh, I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. Stone and I were talking about trying to book a club tour.
Yeah, do
Go out
something.
and do something like that.
You guys are on fire. They are on fire with you. They are on fire with them. And now you're not going to play for 5 months.
No, it's mostly to do, sadly, with the health crisis that we're still going through, and venues, and ticket or things being.
I know, but ask yourself this. Here's the thing. So guess who's playing 3 nights in LA in January? Out of nowhere, I thought she was retired and never going to play again. Bjork is playing 3 nights on January 26th, January 29th, and February 1st. How the fuck did she snake you guys from playing?
Where?
The Shrine Auditorium. I'm going, man. I'm going. I want to see the first night. So if you got to go to one of those nights, Josh, which do you go to? The first? Because I'm sure it's the first time she's playing in 10 years.
The second.
You go to the second show?
Yep. That's always the best show.
What do you think, Josh? I'm going to go to the first
I don't
one.
know. Which one went on sale first?
The 26th. The 26th.
Yeah, gosh. I didn't even know about that.
I thought she retired. And for
I don't think so. She does this thing where because her it's a pretty big ordeal when she plays just with the amount of musicians that she's used. At least it's the way it was for years ago. So she was doing this thing where she would pull up to a city and play there for a month or something. You know what I mean? Like she would do. I know she did that in New York, and she'll just take up a residency at a
like
venue.
Webster Hall. I think she played there or something.
That somewhere in New York, and she did it in the Bay Area. I know she played on this. On the East Bay, I think there's a weird venue I'd never heard of. I remember she played, but actually my times are all off. So this could have been 5 years ago. I don't know when it was.
No, she hasn't played. I don't think 5 years ago.
No, I mean, because she's put out records, pretty steadily.
Well, she didn't play LA then, because I've seen her every time she's played. How about this? How about this, Josh Klinghoffer? I know all you guys and all you and your friends that were born in the 70s, you all love Bjork. You all love Bjork, and you all go see her all the time, and you're inspired by her, and you've talked to me afterwards. John's talked to me after he saw her, and he wrote the Dying Song. Everybody loves Bjork. But there were 2 guys in 1989 or 90 or whatever it was that were very excited about her in a deep, deep way. And the first Sugar Cube show was at McCabe's Guitar Shop. And guess who was there trying to talk to her? Me and Sean Penn. And guess who won?
Not you.
Not me. So I've been obsessed with her since whenever Birthday came out. What year was Birthday?
80.
90? 89?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I saw it. Did you see her at the Disney Hall? It was so great.
I haven't seen her for a while, just from being on tour or whatever. Last time I think I saw her live was at the Palladium.
Oh, why would she play there? Oh God! Oh,
I think it was a couple years ago. It's kind of like a weird, like she did 3 nights. I think it was kind of a weird. All of a sudden, she was playing the Palladium, announced late.
Yeah, so I'm so excited that she's back playing. I just love her. And for people that don't know, Bjork, a lot of times people think of musicians as, and somebody else said that. Well, I think Anthony said it, that forever whenever we die, it'll be about the sock thing. The sock thing happened about 8 times in 1983 or 84, right? And yet the sock thing continues to chase the Chili Peppers around and haunt Aunt Flea, and you know what I mean? And she's known for like beating people up. That girl is not a beat people up person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't think she's known for that. Is she? Just that one time? She was protecting her child.
She's known for the duck outfit.
The swan.
The swan.
The swan.
Mike pulls it out of the bottom of the knife. She is known for not how gracious and great an artist she is, not how inventive and wonderful and imaginative she is.
No, but he's right. He's right. I bet you so many people in this know her for that outfit that she wore, or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. So
the swan. Alexander
Yeah,
McQueen,
we have our Sammy Hagar weekend people that yell Sammy Hagar. You got the people that yell Jeremy, and then you got the people that Bjork, they wear, where's the swan outfit?
Listen to
When
this funny
is the-
story. When we were leaving rehearsal for those solo shows or something with Eddie, what happened? I'll try and make it quick. So I get in Chris Warren and I leave at the same time from rehearsal, and suddenly he was driving a car that I was the first person to install my Bluetooth my phone to link them. So all of a sudden Sammy Hagar starts playing, and we're driving behind each other because we left at the same time. And he's like, and in his mind he's like, Jesus, it must be Josh's phone. That's so crazy. He got in the car and the first thing he wanted to do was listen to Sammy Hagar Weekend. So he's like, he's trying to get my attention. He's calling me, but my phone's on silent. I'm driving, and finally later he's like, what? That's so crazy. You were trying to listen to Thelonious Monster. It was coming and we just thought that was the funniest thing. It's not true. It was his iPod playing in the bottom of his backpack. But we have now every time he and I are in the car next to each other, both of us play that song.
It does have a lasting
Because we were just
effect.
dying laughing, like, oh, we play music all day, practicing, ears ringing. For what do I want to hear first?
Well, you know, how old were you when Funky Monks came out? 10?
11, 12.
11? So that's probably the first time you ever heard it. The Chili Peppers might sing Sammy Hagar Weekend in a movie, and that kept me in crack cocaine for about 4 years.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was the greatest thing when I learned about quarterly checks. It was great. And if I would have died of drugs, people would have said, "Oh, the Chili Peppers killed him with those checks." You know what I mean?
I had heard the song already. Because I didn't watch Funky Monks until later,
oh really?
The mid '90s. Yeah.
Because they sing just enough of it for me to get a publishing credit thing, just enough. Like, and it's the greatest. I used to get checks literally, like, this is in the 90s when I was bottoming out, 93. I'd get checks for like $4,800. Josh, I know you've never smoked crack, but you can imagine how much $4,800 goes in 1993 for crack. It's a lot of crack. A lot of crack. It was a
Speaking
great
of,
thing.
how are people dying with greater frequency, lesser frequency?
Yes.
How greater frequency?
Greater frequency
are they heeding your advice and not dying?
No, well, some are, you know, we go through this. You know that the smaller and more kind of community-based the city, the better they do at taking care of their own. So we have great friends in Milwaukee. I don't know if you know this or not. It's like these three guys started a Don't Die Wisconsin.
I saw you there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You met Patrick at the basketball game.
At the Bucks game.
So those guys,
the Bucks-Lakers game that both Giannis
that both guys didn't play. Let's tell Mike this. Mike,
I flew there.
So Josh flew
from Egypt,
from LA.
Basically. Egypt.
From Egypt.
I went straight from Egypt via New York to Milwaukee to see a game that Giannis and LeBron sat out.
And I was giving a speech up there, and I drove 180 miles down to go to the game, and Josh was there. So you met Patrick. So they have fentanyl testing kits all throughout the city. They have communication between the harm reduction people, the mayor's office, the health department. Everybody works together in Milwaukee to try to reduce the death rate, the senseless death from fentanyl and drug overdoses. And they do an excellent job. Let's switch gears now and come out to LA, where I've been told by the mayor's office, who actually I used to have some say with, that they believe that this sort of thing encourages drug use. These are millennial assistants to Eric Garcetti. And they believe that Narcan and fentanyl testing kits encourages drug use. It's incredible, the ignorance in a huge bureaucracy where everybody's chasing polling. I don't think anybody that works in Milwaukee is worried about their poll numbers. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And so the bigger the city, the worse the problem. And not because of there's worse drug addicts there or there's worse drug dealers there. It's because of the bureaucracy. People are dying in the major cities in LA, like LA, in America. And the little places, Huntington, West Virginia, which was the epicenter of drug overdose death, for years, for like 4 years in a row, they're doing a great job of community-based talking and navigating and cutting red tape and getting help out to the people. And what's mostly needed, and they asked me here in Claremont, they had 5 deaths at Claremont High School from fentanyl.
Oh my God.
Really?
5 deaths.
Oh my God.
In Claremont. So
is that common? Are kids in high school dying all over the?
Yes.
Josh, let me
Mike has the stats. Mike has the stats.
Let me give you a euphemism, right? Like, let's compare back when we were using to car racing, right? Like, they went about 150 miles an hour. There was less response, less people, Now the cars are up to 250, whatever, 205. And it's more responsive and it's more dangerous. The same thing with this fentanyl. It's 500 times more powerful than heroin. So, there's much less room for error, So that's why people are eating shit.
I know I have friends who have lost brothers and sisters, and I know lots of people, but I wasn't sure if it was,
it's going up
like affecting high schools.
Yeah, high
really
schoolers.
Sad. It's really sad.
Yeah, how about this? Just in the last 2 years, like I've worked in drug treatment since 1999. That's a millennial ago. So that 1999, and not until like 2 years ago did I ever, because you always ask the person, what's your primary drug of choice upon admission to a detox unit? What's your drug of choice? Meaning, what's your favorite drug? What's the drug you do every day? What's the drug that gets you up in the morning to go get some money to go get? And about 2 years ago, I started hearing fentanyl, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't, and I'm pretty open-minded. I just couldn't believe that this most deadly, dangerous, unregulated, all your friends are dying from it, could be your go-to. Yeah, when I get up in the morning, that's the drug I want, fentanyl. And Mike's had some friends that were kids that were lost to fentanyl. It's just awful. Yeah. And so, we are getting the message out to small town America. There's a Don't Die in Huntington, West Virginia. There's a Don't Die in New Jersey. There's a Don't Die in Milwaukee. And those places are doing great. Here at home, you heard about the comedians that died, right? They were just having a fun night.
Well, is there a statistic between people that are actually waking up in the morning and looking for fentanyl and the ones that don't know they're taking it?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm dealing with the hardcore addicts that go to treatment, but yeah, there's a naivete on the part of what's called recreational drug users. That's the word you were looking for, Josh. Recreational drug use.
Well, those comedians were just trying to do some coke, right? They weren't trying to go downtown, right?
Yeah, no, it was funny. It was crazy. So I don't know. And then there's a lot of mysterious deaths where you hear of people on meth or people blowing themselves up. I think you and I were kind of cross paths on that sad thing that happened in Utah or wherever the fuck it was. It's so funny because Mike, a lot of times Josh is another one, like Dave Becky, like Flea and Anthony, like everyone in my life, John Frusciante, everybody, that when somebody calls them looking for guidance about drugs, they then say, call Bob, and they tap me into a text. And Josh would tap me in to a text. And often, let's face it, Josh, often those people are celebrities, right? So the people don't want to let you know who it is, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so there was this instance where I got this call through a friend of Josh's, and we talked, and I was just giving guidance, and I didn't need to know who the person was. But I thought I knew who it was because I had gotten a call 2 days before in the same state describing the same person. So I was sure this is that guy. And I won't say who these people are, but this is that guy. And then it turned out it was another person who then sadly died of it. And I was blown away at how similar the descriptions from these two people were. They were describing different people, Josh, but it was the same person.
Yeah.
Right. And so you got to start seeing, like, there's ways to break this cycle, but truth and honesty and genuineness, and that's what I've been preaching. I just dealt with a client last week, and I said to the girlfriend, you need to tell him how you feel. Don't guard it. Don't hold it back. Don't be scared to hurt his feelings because he might go on a drug run and die. You've got to be able to say your truth. You got to pray about it. You got to center yourself. You don't want to be vindictive or resentful or mean-spirited, but you have to be able to tell these addicts the truth, because I don't think people are telling addicts the truth anymore. Me and Mike were called scumbags anywhere we went for 20 years, Josh. Scumbags. Look at these scumbags. That got the message that what we're doing is not okay with the majority of the people. But nowadays you can be on fentanyl and drugs and high and, you know, and be just complete chaos. And people go, hey, dude, how you doing? How you doing? Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, corporate made, right? I mean, all these
corporate
drugs that people are being like, it's kind of different.
just nobody questions that. Why would you need fentanyl? Why in the fuck would you need fentanyl? Whoever invented it, why would you need it? Right? So that's the truth of it. So so you're gonna be here. Let's do some fun stuff. Let's try to do some music. I was thinking of
on your downtime. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. I was thinking of like, I think you said it to me, Josh, like when you take a list of your favorite songs or your best songs that you wrote, I've done that. And my problem is this, like 11 of the 20 are like ballads or really slow songs, right? So this is a problem. Do you do a set of and call it the depressing set, and then do a light set, like 2 nights, 2 sets at McCabe's, and do the early show will be a happy up, you know, like Lena Horne and Max Jill called and Serial Song, and then the 10:15 show, do you
no, you take them on a journey. You take them on a journey.
A wild twisting
just
journey.
like life. It sucks. But
all right, well, how about that?
Bring them back.
Let's try to do something, just the 3 of us. Let's make a set list of our songs, and see if the 3 of us should play McCabe's or something before you go on tour in summer.
I'm absolutely. Let's do it.
Combine with the plural one or something, you know. And I was also thinking, Josh, you should have a tech. Like,
my one friend Ian was helping me, but I mean, we just kind of, you know, Ian works with Pearl Jam too, and we had so much going on that whole week with 3 different bands essentially to play with.
Got it.
And you know, we just, you know, and it's not his, you know, he, like I only had so much time to throw together what I was using for the solo set. You know, maybe that's my problem. I didn't prioritize my solo set. Out of the whole 2 weekends, you know, I was focused on other things more than my own set. But again, like I don't mind that. Like, to me, I had the experience that the best one I could have under the circumstances. If
right.
You know,
Ian had so much to do that day.
Yeah,
but you were learning all the Pearl Jam songs and the songs from the Eddie show. So how many songs did you learn in a month? Like 20 songs that you've got to be able to play right in the, like
more than 20.
More than 20. So
Yeah.
then what you did was, I guarantee you, this is what you did. I wrote the plural one songs. I'll be fine with those. And you left it, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it really is that kind of thing. I don't play my songs ever. I like I said earlier, like if I'm trying to practice and get the chords under my fingers on piano or whatever it is, the minute the singing stops and it's the instrumental section, I'm done. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so bored, and I look for something else, or I check the stupid phone or whatever it is. But I don't know my songs in the same way because I don't ever sing them. I sing them when I record them, and that's it. Just the way life is now. I'm not touring. I'm not playing them. I have no one to play them with. I was never intending on being a solo performer.
One thing I know you won't do is what I did, because the Bicycle Thief was like that for me. I didn't really know what those songs were. You knew them better than I did. And then what you do and Tony Sponsor fell into this. I think a lot of bands fall into this, where you just do the songs that are easy, that you know how to play really easily, right? And then these great songs like MacArthur Park Revisited, or songs get marginalized and you just never do them, and then it just becomes you don't do those songs. And that's what I'm saying. I want to look at my songs and let's go through all of them. There's a song I wrote that I think is one of my 10 best songs called Nothing's Perfect. We've never played that song live because it's too hard. It has like a pausing part. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard that song, Josh? Nothing's Perfect. Mm-hmm. I want to do that song live.
It's got the Chris Hansen riff in it that nobody wants to play. So,
I'll play it.
But yeah, Josh
will play it. All right. Well, I know you guys got to go. Have a great day. Have a great week, and then let's try to play. I'm serious. So you guys want to do it?
Yeah. Let's stay in touch. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna book it. I think I still got some juice over there.
I got my new 12-string, man. It's really neat.
Oh, no, both of you with your 12 strings. Jesus
they're
Christ.
Fucking so great. Well, I don't have Rye Cooters, but I did find a company in Los Angeles called Orangewood Guitars that are really great. Bunch of young people that just are, manufacturing these guitars and sending them out. They're really awesome.
Where are they?
Orangewood Guitars. Look them up.
You just got them a sale, Mike. 12 strings are a little much, don't you think?
No.
Maybe that's
you need a 16 string.
If you put a 12 string on 11, what happens?
You've broken one string. Sorry.
All right. Talk to you guys later, but we're gonna do this. It'll be fun. And thanks to Smitty and all the gang that put this thing on. It's so magical. I was talking.
I want to see more Don't Dies invented in different parts of the country and the world. How can that happen?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what needs one, but they always hate LA people except for you. I think you're an honorary Seattle citizen. The rest of us they hate is Seattle. They need a Don't Die Seattle. If somebody's listening that Don't Die Seattle, because there's kids, up on that Church Hill, whatever it's called. Where's that? Capitol Hill? There's some drugs up there, brother.
Oh yeah, there's some.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, I know some people up there. So
yeah,
let's get one going. All right.
Well, Seattle has a weird law where you can't have a rehab in a house, so that kind of makes it all be in hospitals, and no drug addicts want to go stay in a hospital. Nobody does.
Only Bob knows these weird facts. I have no idea.
Right.
They don't allow.
If you can do drugs in a house, you should have a rehab in a house.
Yeah, you should be able to get sober in a house.
But that's not the way
I'm sure there's some clever way to sneak around that.
Yeah.
What's next? Rehabs in RVs?
I could. That RV hasn't moved in fucking 4 months. And Sydney calls it the house car. She says, let's go in the house car. I go, nah, it's too much trouble. It's just sitting there. And I realized the tires are going to rot out there, Mike. I got to do something with this RV. Maybe a rehab in the RV. Maybe a RV rehab.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later. Have fun.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you, man.
Love you.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Hey, this is Bob in the Don't Die podcast, brought to you by Ohana Fest down in Dana Point, and brought to you by Live Nation, bringing you concerts all over the world. It all begins with getting off drugs, people. Let's go out and live life. Get sober, get the right treatment for you, and stop dying. Stop dying, Chuck! Stop it! Stop dying,
I think
which we have. I haven't heard of a fentanyl overdose death in like 3 weeks. So I think we're, like I say from time to time, I think we're really making a difference here. Don't die.
Uh-oh. I don't know. You should tempt the universe like that.
Knock on the desk.
I think it's the drug. I think the drug dealers were killing so many people. They realized their profits were down, so they put meth in it so that nobody dies. I think that's what's going on.
I think the new strain with everybody getting a little bit fentanyl in their meth and everybody getting a little meth in their fentanyl. It's like the old
saving lives.
It's the old Reese's peanut butter cups. You got peanut butter on my chocolate. You got chocolate on my peanut butter. Delicious.
So, you know, we haven't really talked about Bug. I thought for a few minutes we're gonna have a guest on later, but how's Bug doing? I think about him all the time. I think about like, how's he doing?
You know, he's doing so much better. We're doing. We finally got approved to do the weekly. It's weekly injections at home instead of infusions. So he's
that's less intense. So
yeah, and there's those injections. They're like the Narcan ones where you like hold them on, and they do the thing for you.
Yeah.
So it's so much better than going and laying down in a hospital and taking a day off. Both of us taking days off work and going down.
And he's going to school. He's going to school and everything's.
He's going to school. We went to go see freaking Offspring and Save Paris on Saturday night. He had a great time. And
just like I just want to say, because I do a lot of complaining about all the complaining, which makes me seem like a part of the complaining. But you're talking about a little boy who is going through tremendously scary stuff for the last year, and he's fighting to go to school, and he's going to school. And so many, clients I have and friends of mine's kids are just such whiny babies. How do you deal with it, Chuck? How do you deal with it? When you go to work and hear a 21-year-old say, whine and complain about their life, when you just took Bug to school and he's having these problems with hair and stuff like that, and he's dealing with this heavy medical thing, doesn't it just make you so angry at complaining?
No, because when you show up at a house like that, if I bring my life to it, I can't be effective. I've gotten really good in the last 5 years at disconnecting and just trying to meet them where they are. Some days it's really hard. Yeah, some days I want to just jump across the desk and shake people and go, wake the fuck up. You have every opportunity.
Here's what I think, and I had this today with a 60-year-old person. They're never going to wake up. Our society doesn't want people to wake up from their slumber of self-importance and self-pity. That's our society. It's a slumber of self-importance and self-pity.
In the same time.
Simultaneous. Like frightened. The AA Big Book says frightened and arrogant. I say, selfish and self-pitying, like self-importance. Like, who cares what you think? When I say, well, I had this client that was telling me about his boss doesn't listen to him and all that. And I said, like, you just got out of college and you're working as an intern. I don't think anybody's going to listen to you. You know what I mean? Like,
watch the business work for a minute.
It wasn't a typical Bobism. I said it in a nice way, and he understood. Like, yeah, why is that? And I said, because you've been told that people give a fuck what you think your whole life, and now this is real life, and nobody gives a fuck what you think.
Right, and I don't think
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't think you can teach people that.
It's a harsh thing. We've been coddling these people and making them feel self-important, and in real life, nobody's important. Like, I got shit on today, like, whatever. Somebody's mad at me, like, I fucked up. Like, okay, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I got a million things going on. But I'm sorry if it caused you trouble. And the person was not very forgiving. I don't know how.
That's okay. You were accountable.
I don't know how sincere my apology was, but I was definitely admitting that I fucked up. Right? Like, let's go through the mechanism of that. So somebody's depending on you, you forget, and you fuck up.
Right.
And the person gets mad at you. And there's so many angles you can go in our modern society. I could have boo-hooed about my life and blah, 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 and manipulate like 90% of the society does. Or I could just say, yeah, I fucked up. I'm sorry. And I'll fix it, which is the simplest pathway forward.
Oh, yeah.
This person, nothing I was going to say was going to make it okay. So even though I was taking the pathway forward that I think is the most righteous, which is I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'll fix it. Might take me a day or two, right? That person didn't like that answer. I wondered if that's why we all go, well, you know, I've had so much trouble at home and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And boo, hoo, boo,
You're
hoo,
not
boo,
playing the
hoo.
game of passing the buck.
No, you missed your part. You were supposed to tell your story, then they were supposed to apologize to you and feel bad for you.
It's
And
okay. They
then
were supposed,
you
then they
fix
can
it.
say, it's okay, man. I understand. And then they can feel superior to me. Wait a minute. Then they can feel superior to me. Right? When I'm saying I fucked up, I'm sorry, I'll fix it. Might take a couple of days. We're equal. You understand?
Right.
We're equal. But if I say, boo-hoo, oh, blah, 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 nobody likes me and my dad died when I was 14 and blah, 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 then he can go, oh, it's okay, man. I know. I'm sorry. You know, I know. It's no problem. No worries, blah, blah, blah. And then he can feel superior and he can feel self-pity for me. Feel pity for me or above me in some way. Our society is doing that emotionally constantly. Nobody wants to straight up fucking relationships. Straight up. I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'll fix it.
Right. Here's where we are. And people want the drama too. If you're accountable and you just say, wow, I screwed the pooch.
Here's the situation. You asked something of me. I said I would do it. Like what's today? Tuesday? I think it was like on Saturday. And then I can't do anything on Sunday about it. And then Monday I forgot. I totally forgot. Then when I saw his name on my phone, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't, because I'd forgotten that I was supposed to do this thing. So what other people in our society would do is not answer the phone. Right? Like, fuck. Let it ring and ring and ring. I'm guilty of that. You know, you don't want to decline because then they know you declined, right? You gotta let it ring and ring and ring.
Right. Well, you know that that reminds me. Oh, look who showed up. This Sunday is the water buffalo thing. Chris Bailey invited me to go down, even though I'm not a water buffalo.
I'm sure they're going to make you one. I will never become one. On my deathbed, I will not become a water buffalo.
You come to the barbecue,
nor a born-again Christian. Those are two things I will never become.
Would you go?
Would you go anyway?
I might go as a guest, as a Bud Club member, as the the loyal opposition. I might
exalted president of the Bud Club.
I sure would love to hear them sing the water song at the thing in Santa Ana.
Are they doing it in Santa Ana?
No, it's up in L.A.
Yeah, it's got to be at Griffith Park. They always did it at Griffith Park. You know why? Because they're too cheap to get a real place.
Why you got to talk shit?
We had a real fucking place, the Bud Club.
At your apartment. Also, I'd like to point out, I just threw my son's birthday there, and you're like, you cheap motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, that wasn't Griffith Park, was it? It was Dodger Stadium.
Oh, it was Elysian Park.
Yeah, that's better. No, but they do. They had too many members right away. The Water Buffaloes. They had like a fucking 100 people. We had 17 hand-chosen people, and everyone had a purpose and a title.
Why do you call it the leftovers?
No, all the people too violent to be in the Water Buffaloes. You talk about leaving Chuck Biscuits. These were Bud Club members in the height of their alcoholism. Yeah. Keith Morris, Biscuits was crazy. I heard Biscuits is going to be at the concert on Saturday. I'm so excited.
A lot of Bud Clubs going to be there this weekend. Sounds like
the Bud Clubs. Well, who else? Yeah,
Norwood's playing.
Norwood. Norwood was Water Buffalo.
Because I heard Fishbone's going without him.
No. Norwood's not. Angelo Moore is a Bud Club member.
Oh wow! Interband difference in the.
We take only the crazy people and the violent people. Everybody tells the story. Bud Club was sailing along. It was going good. We had like maybe 10 meetings. Everybody had fun. And then one night it just went left and it just kind of got abandoned. And that was, it involved alcohol and violence. And,
well, prior to 97, I would have loved to have been part of your club, but I just don't like hitting people or being hit anymore.
I wasn't a part of it. I saw it though. It was like some people Some people.
So you
got
would have been the guy
blackout
recording
drunk.
it these days.
Some people, yeah, it would have been on video. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been on video. So some people
You're
got
a
really
world star.
blackout drunk.
Or I was going to say that.
Anthony Flea, was Tree in it? I think Tree might have been in it. Greg Hudson. Yeah, everyone had a grand title like Chris Bailey. I was the president. Dick Denny and John Denny, they were in charge of the Bud.
But look, the people at home don't know who that strange voice is.
Oh yeah,
that strange voice is
strange voice
tonight is the great mighty.
Strange.
I always voice. Think, every time, Josh, I got to tell you, every time I got to tell Josh something. Whenever I describe Josh, I say he's like a son to me. That's what I do. I do say that. Josh Klinghoffer, ladies and gentlemen. No, I don't, but he's like a son to me.
I think they should fight for your love.
Elijah was so sweet last night. He came over, was hanging out, and they said, anything you need, Dad, I'm going to just tell it because Elijah, I can't.
You made me laugh.
He's wanting to help
really
me
hard.
out, and I was saying, you guys live 40 miles away. You can't, you can't help it. I appreciate it, but I just don't like all that. I don't know, that I'll help, and then there's no ability to help. I said, Elijah, when I'm dying, I'm going to need your help.
Well, maybe he thought you looked really bad or something.
Until then, I'm fine.
Are you going to tell people?
Oh, fuck yeah. Mike and I joked about that. Mike said, the moment you got told you had a lesion on your liver, you would have had a Don't Die podcast and talked about it for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is odd because Josh is one of those guys I only see like at big events and all over the interweb, man. You play everywhere on everything. Like even I see Bonfire is like about to be released. Morrissey said he's going to release it.
Yeah, but were there any details about it, or he just said he like coyly said it was coming?
Should we do the Wikipedia of Josh? He's played with every single cool person on earth, including anyone you name. So, and I discovered him. Well, Max Smith actually discovered him. And he was, how old were you that time you walked into the Smith's house?
Probably 16.
He was 16. He walked in the front door of this house I was staying at. And then just said, "Is Brian home?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he just walked down the hall to Brian's room. And then Max came out and I said, that kid that you talk about came by. And she said, "You should really talk to him." So it's all Max Smith.
But we didn't. We didn't talk that day.
Well, because I didn't want to get you killed. At that time, you were a drummer. And if I started playing music with a new drummer, Pete Weiss would have killed you.
He would have killed a fellow Northridge person.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. Like,
well, that's the thing about Josh is you never know when people go, "What's he play?" I go, "Just look for the cool guy." Because he's got one of the coolest looks and stances.
God, I had no idea. I had no idea that I was so successful pulling off this fucking shit I've been trying to cultivate this whole time.
No, but
I wish I would have known.
But people don't know he's an amazing drummer. But so I always want to know, why do good drummers give it up? Like Dave Grohl, Iggy Pop. Why do they give it up? Is it because they want to be out front? Is it because you wanted to be out front, Josh Klinghoffer? Because you're probably one of the top 5 drummers I know. Why do you not play drums?
Well, I think at a certain point, you want to, if you have the option to, you want to maybe write songs or something. You want to throw chords together. So that's kind of why
I can give you the example of somebody. Louis from Los Lobos writes all the songs, and he's the drummer.
Same with Descendants.
But they had to learn another instrument. I just started learning guitar, and we started playing together. I had no idea I was a guitar player. I know, because I felt safe if you played guitar. Yeah, but drums were going to be a problem. Yeah, well, I was just barely learning guitar when we met, or when we started playing. So yeah, I had to catch up. I'll tell a couple of cute early Klinghoffer stories. Wasn't it Trent Reznor was calling you to see if you wanted to do a tour? I don't know if he wasn't personally calling. Mark Williams.
Mark Williams was calling. So I didn't want to hold Josh back. The Bicycle Thief was really just still writing the songs that would become the album. And Brian or somebody told me, yeah, the Nine Inch Nails are asking Josh to come and audition or something. And so I was at your parents' house and I said, is he really calling you? And you said, yeah, but I don't want to do that. And then we were at rehearsal, if you remember, and I talked about it at the rehearsal with Josh and Mark or whatever. And I said, because we used to pick on you a lot because you were 17 years old, and that's what 25-year-old and 30-year-old people do.
Uh-huh.
I said, he probably can't do it. That's why he's scared he can't do it. And you walked over to your pedal. You walked over to your pedals and you clicked some buttons and you just started playing Nine Inch Nails.
Well, I think the first time, because there were 2 times actually. I think the first one
to be in Nine Inch Nails 2 times.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's I don't know if it was actually Trent. The first time, I want to say it was right after I started hanging out with John, and I think it might have been through John or something. Then the second time was years later through Mark Williams.
Well, when was the time that I talked to you at your parents' house?
Probably the first time. Okay. And I don't know how serious that was. I think it was maybe, I don't know.
Well, you never called them back. How would you fucking know?
Well, I didn't want to.
But you could be doing soundtracks now like Atticus.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but at the time, I was not feeling it.
Well, I went to their first show. I always say Rick Rubin was going to sign them or something, and I was in Rick's posse at the time. And we went and saw him at what is now the Home Depot on Sunset and the 101 Freeway. It was called Stardust Ballroom. And I like that song, Head Like a Hole, but I was just like, there was already Ministry and there was already the Butthole Surfers. And I just thought, whatever. And I don't think Rick signed
And they went boom.
Well, Head Like a Hole.
Boom.
I'm like 10 for 10 on bands that I saw early on and said, they'll never do nothing. I saw Guns N' Roses when Steven told me, I'm in a new band, you got to come. And I went and saw them at like some place on Fairfax. And I was just like, it's just a bunch of Aerosmith bullshit.
Well, they did a lot of Aerosmith songs when they were new too. But that Robin wouldn't have been in the band if you'd have played guitar.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess at that point, I don't know when he started.
He's a lunatic. He fit the band good.
No, timeline would be when he made The Fragile. I think he was in New Orleans. I think he went insane, and I don't think there was a band there for many years. And then because The Fragile. So what I'm trying to say, I wasn't impressed early on. That album, The Fragile, is fucking mind blowing. It's mind blowing. And it's one of the albums people don't know about. He took like 2 years to make it by himself in New Orleans.
And he had moved to New Orleans from the Cielo Drive house, from the Manson house. He had a studio installed on Cielo Drive at Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski's house. And when he left, he took the door with him, the one that
said Rise on it, or
pigs,
yeah. But I want to go through really quick. Just let me guess. This is how it goes. It goes Butthole Surfers, PJ Harvey.
No, Beck was before PJ Harvey.
Okay, so he after Bicycle Thief, Chuck, you want to know his parade? He joins the Butthole Surfers, makes them better. Then he joins Beck, does that tour with Stephen McDonald and Beck. I didn't see that tour, but I imagine it was good. And then
that's right. You just recorded the Red Cross stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Beck, PJ Harvey. I saw you play in San Francisco with PJ Harvey. I saw you play at the place on Hollywood Boulevard with PJ Harvey. You made her way better. That band was so exciting.
The Knitting Factory. It was the
Knitting Factory.
Classic shows. Famous.
That was the best PJ Harvey show, and I'd seen her a lot. That was the best PJ Harvey show at the Knitting Factory. And Josh played guitar and drums. It was just awesome. Then from PJ Harvey, what?
Well, after that, but there before Sparks, there
Look
was
at how you say, yeah. You were in Sparks, dude. Stop for a second.
well, before Sparks, I tried to start a band with Aaron Embry. Remember him? He played with us.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
He and I moved into a house
Aaron
together.
Embry played keyboards with
With bicycle
oh
team.
God, no, with the
Elliott
Elliott
Smith.
Yeah.
Aaron and I and Aaron's wife all moved into a house together in Glass Hill Park, and then because Aaron was friends with Daniel Lanois, I did some shows with Daniel Lanois. So that was in 2005. So that was
Are you listening to this story, Chuck?
Yes.
So I side note on Aaron. Aaron was rehearsing with Elliott Smith at that place, Cole Rehearsals, and I went to pee, and Elliott was singing so perfect. And for those that don't know, when you're rehearsing, you play a song over and over again because somebody's not getting it right or whatever. He sang dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun 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 dun. That song. What song is that, Josh?
It's called Waltz Number 2.
Yeah, Waltz. They played Waltz Number 2, Chuck, for like 30 minutes. I sat out the door. Elliott sang it perfect, like on the record, every fucking time. Because usually if you're the singer and the drummer's not catching on or whatever, you just kind of mumble through and you don't try because whatever. He sang it perfect every time. And I just thought, why is he playing with these guys if they don't know? If he got that many times, you need Klinghoffer in there.
That was I tried to weasel into that band. I remember calling Aaron. I was like, "Hey, did you have a drummer?" And they had this great drummer, this guy Scott McPherson. That band was amazing. That first band, Aaron, Scott McPherson, and Sam Coombs from Quasi.
But they went over and over again the songs. I don't know. Was he a perfectionist? Do you know?
Probably,
I
think so.
Good. I couldn't notice what was wrong.
Yeah, I think.
But from all the interviews and the stuff I've read about him, I think he was so worried about not being good enough. That he's one of those guys that over rehearse.
I've never,
fear.
one thing about me, Chuck, I've never wondered whether I'm good enough or not.
Well, you're good to go without a rehearsal. I remember.
That's what I mean. It's like why rehearse?
We all know the songs.
Theory.
Why would we need to rehearse?
Well, I have this thing about performing live. Yes, really well-oiled machines go through the motions perfectly, and Thelonious Monster, after about 10 shows on the road, we would hit a point where we were just fucking amazing with Rob Graves and Mike and Tony. That was
so you had 9 rehearsals.
Yeah, but a lot of times to have a great show is just mysterious, and you can't predict it. Why everybody feels the way they do, and the audience feels. So the magic that you're trying to create is not, you can't rehearse it, is the point I'm trying to make. And I really believe that. So if you know your songs well enough, and because we've not rehearsed at all. Like take, for instance, when we played at McCabe's, Josh, that was a magical night. And I didn't even know what the fuck we were doing 10 minutes before.
If everyone knows the songs enough, or at least has a freedom within the songs, then great shit can happen. And even if the one person doesn't as much, like they can kind of grab on to one of the other people and just it's but
you had Josh and Xander and Mike Mart, didn't you?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Come on now. Somebody's gonna get it right.
Yeah.
So let me go through. So now Sparks, and then what's after Sparks?
Well, Sparks, and then Gnarls Barkley.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, he was in Gnarls Barkley too. He was there when they recorded.
No, I wasn't there when we recorded that song, but
didn't CeeLo just come in and make up the lyrics?
Yeah,
to the
he
song?
did. I think so, but I wasn't there.
Oh, who told you that happened?
Brian, the Danger Mouse. He played it for me before it came out. He's like, check this out. This is going to come out next year. And it was done really fast, I think. And just, CeeLo's amazing at that.
There's a version of only you, Danger Mouse, and CeeLo playing the Basement TV show. That's amazing. That's amazing.
on the second tour, I think, or no, maybe it was the first tour, but because I had a friendship with Brian beforehand, he knew me, and they wanted to do some of those like small band versions. So it was just the two of them and me. So we did that a couple times, which is great.
Okay, understand, Chuck. This is at the height of that song, "Crazy," right?
Josh, I remember it was huge, and I was thinking, why would anybody call their band that?
There's a TV show where it's just Josh and Danger Mouse and CeeLo playing it on TV.
Well, and I got into that band because the person whose place I took, who was the keyboard player, he had decided he didn't want to do it anymore, and it was kind of.
He decided when the song "Crazy" is #1 in the world that he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, he had done the first couple months, and he was just sick of being on the road or something. But I was going to Russia with Sparks, and we had a layover in England for one night, and me and Steve McDonald went to the Gnarls Barkley show, and there was an open bar backstage, and I was like. And then I must have been in the right mood to say, oh, sure, I'll play keyboards, whatever. And then I woke up the next day going, whoa, did I say I'd play keyboards?
How many bands did I join last night?
Yeah, no, I had to make it work.
Yeah. So then after Gnarls Barkley, what? Not Hacker?
Yeah, that was when that's when that band formed. And then after that was our friends.
Did you play with Bob Dylan?
No.
You just have his chair. You just have his chair.
Yeah, I have his chair inherited through Daniel Lanois and through my friend Adam, who worked with Lanois.
So probably, it's sad because I'm going to die before Josh, but Josh has the one thing on earth that I desire to have, which is on the Time Out of Mind Bob Dylan album cover. There, he's sitting on a chair. Right? Do you know the album cover, Elijah?
Yeah.
Josh has that chair.
Is that chair in the studio?
It's at my old house. Yeah.
Oh.
I want that chair, Josh.
I didn't know you want that chair.
Well, that's kind of putting the pressure on. Well, if you don't give it to him, Josh, you're kind of a dick at this point. I mean, he said he wants it, so
I'm sure now Bob Dylan's gonna want it back now because I'm sure he listens to Don't Die podcast.
Everybody,
I know. Yeah, how could he not? Because he should listen to that. He should take that advice. I don't want that to happen.
So then Chili Peppers, and now with the mighty Eddie Vedder. And I got to say, so I didn't go to the shows, but I told you Dave Beckett, one of my best friends, who's a Pearl Jam fanatic, just said he went the first night, then he changed his plans to come the second night. He said, they are the greatest rock and roll band on the face of the earth. What was so magical about the second night at the Forum?
Well, they're just, when it's all working and everyone's playing together, and like they're great. They're so great. I mean, I honestly think that how they've cultivated this fan base, the fan base is with every single syllable that Eddie sings. So when the band is doing well and the crowd is as with a band as I've ever seen.
Mike McCready is a great guitar player. I didn't really know until recently. He is fucking aces.
Welcome to the room.
I knew, but when I went and saw the tour at the Forum when you opened for him, I was really blown away. Like he's always great.
2 years ago,
But he was like.
So does he practice? You think? Does he practice? I'm amazed. I'm amazed by certain guitar players don't practice at all. Jimmy Page doesn't practice at all. John practices all the time. You practice all the time. Eric Clapton doesn't practice. Jimmy Vaughn doesn't touch a guitar until he goes on stage. These are all guitar players I kind of been around. David Hidalgo doesn't practice. David Hidalgo is a fucking amazing guitar player.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Totally. Yeah.
And so I just wonder, like, what is it? Some guitar players that are masters don't practice at all or don't practice much. And then some play 4 hours a day. And they're both equally great.
And sometimes you could play 4 hours a day and go on stage and suck. Because there's another component to it that you'll never be able to control as much as you try. And Mike is a very I remember when Elijah just mentioned those shows in the forum. Last tour, they were one of the first shows in the tour. And I remember Mike didn't like his. He said after the show, he's like, "Oh, I didn't really have a good time until the end. I can work." And I said, "But you were like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but basically he just, you could tell it's all emotion with him. He can do what he can do all the time, but if he's kind of not, if he's thinking about other stuff, then he's not as free to just get lost. And
it's more
normally he is.
Huh?
Yeah. And so like he could practice or not practice, and I feel like he could. We were just talking about this. There's no rhyme or reason to.
That sounds like what people said about Peter Green. Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, where he could get more out of a note, and that you can't practice that. And there's a difference between practice and playing. Playing is fun. Some people practice and some people play.
There's body language and energy, and the shows that I watch on YouTube, he just is fucking exploding into the solo, right?
And he has 2 broken ribs.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, first night of the tour, he fell off the stage.
I believe that helps. That helps. Michael Jordan had his greatest basketball game ever in Boston Garden when he had 103 temperature and had the flu. There's something about being sick and playing that's good. I believe that.
Yeah, you get out of your head. I mean, I remember when I broke my foot on stage with the Chili Peppers, I ripped my ears out, and now my only focus was not falling down, and I had to do my pedals with my hands, and I had such a great time because it was kind of different, and my mind was in a sort of survival mode, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that thing.
All I heard from the vocals were in the house, which is kind of a thing I've a style I've maintained. Like if I ever have to sing in a big arena like that, I really don't listen to it except for in the room.
Yeah, I don't listen to my podcast, and I don't listen to live recordings. But let me tell you, wait, Chuck, we've gone through the bands he's in. Now we're going to go through the records of the people that he's recorded with. How do you say their name?
Tinariwen.
Yeah. They're one of my 10 favorite bands. They're just amazing. They're hypnotic. They're the coolest band. How did you end up playing on their record?
Kind of through. Well, it was definitely to do with Bill Ramey. Remember him, production manager.
He works for Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, he does, and. I can't remember. I think I'm getting this right. I think he told me that he saw them on TV once in Europe, and he didn't know anything about them, and he just saw them, and he thought, "Oh my God, that's the most incredible band."
It's the most incredible band.
And he reached out to them, and he just befriended them, and he said something like, "I'm in the touring industry. If I ever need any help," so he befriended them, and he lived out in the desert in Joshua Tree area for a while, and they came and stayed with him. And he said, you should come out. And then I had met their manager somehow, maybe even through Brian Smith. But Brian would book them. So there was this invitation, just come on out. And it was amazing, but it was so weird because they don't really speak English.
They don't talk.
They just walk. Yeah. They just say they speak they speak French, and they speak. I think different languages even within the band.
What's it like to be around that guy, the main guy? Is he scary? I've heard he's scary.
No, he's not. No, he's intense. He's intense. He's intense. But he would just walk around and he would just go.
Does he tell you what to play? Does he tell you what to play?
No, he can't. He barely speaks. He just.
I don't even know what band you're talking about. I'm so.
They're an African. They're an African band from.
They're more than that, though. They're so.
Mali. They're from they're Tuaregs, the north of Mali. It's kind of borderless. They're Tuaregs, so they're sort of nomadic. They every time they do a tour, from what I remember being told, that there's a date that they have to meet in, wherever they're leaving from. And if some of the band can't get there because there were, I don't know,
civil war.
Yeah. Or I know for a while there was lots of terror, kind of Muslim extremist groups that were sort of in and around the areas where those guys were. And they don't fight
with them, I don't think, but they it's just hard to get around some of those groups. So sometimes they would
You think
show
the
up.
Orange County punkers got it bad, Chuck? Come
Yeah,
on
right.
now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get around the Muslim terrorists in
I
their
know the
desert.
difference between first world and other world.
Yeah,
I know the United
that's what
States
I
is
remember.
easy.
But the
There was
guy
definitely a
who's-
period
he-
where it was hard for them to get out of that country.
So anyway, so you play on that record. You made a record with Dame and Blur.
No, I didn't record with him. I went to Ethiopia with him and Flea and a bunch of other people.
And you didn't record anything? What'd you do?
We jammed in like a nightclub one time, but that was more just us going and seeing a bunch of Ethiopian music, different kinds. It was like a musical field trip. It was called Africa Express. It's incredible. It's this great thing that they do.
And then with Andrew, you played with Elton John, Iggy Pop, Morrissey. What else? Is that it? Is that all?
No, that might be it.
I'm a little disappointed.
I got the gaps. I got the Discogs brain. I got the gaps.
Okay.
You toured.
So
All right, let's do the fact check.
You toured with Vincent Gallo way back in the day.
Oh
Vincent
yeah.
Gallo. Oh yeah.
You made a record with Martina Topley Bird, who's one of my favorite singers.
The girl
me too.
From Massive Attack.
From Tricky, yeah.
Well, she toured with Massive Attack. Yeah, but Tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
played
played
on
with
her
Tricky.
record.
You played with Tricky
with Danger Mouse and her made a record. Three of them.
Didn't you play with Tricky also, or record with him?
I did a session with him. Bob and I were on tour, and I flew home from food poisoning in Washington D.C. Remember that? I was sick on the plane, and Bob drove.
Yeah, I love driving.
We got to the East Coast and got our money and stuff.
So you've done all this stuff in your, I guess it's like 29, 28 years. What's the things you love the most or cherish the most? What is the things that you point out and go, God, I can't believe I did that?
Well, kind of all of it. The situation I'm currently in is one of the most sort of pinch worthy because I just had such a connection with that band when I was a kid. Have
you told them the story of stealing your mom's credit card and going and seeing their tour?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
How old were you?
13 or 14. 13.
So
it's always hard for me to remember because it was right around my birthday.
14, Pearl Jam was his favorite band. They were playing their first show of tour at the Berkeley Greek Theater.
It was the bridge school that I snuck away to. School.
Oh, okay. And so and he somehow managed, I don't know what the deal was, but his mom's credit card purchased a Southwest airline flight. He ditched school. How did you not come home that night? What did you say?
No, it was a weekend. It was a weekend because the festival was like a Saturday and a Sunday. What did you tell your parents? Where was the 13-year-old boy? I must have been 14 because we were sleeping over at our friend's house. My friend had skipped. He was a grade above me, and he had skipped a grade. So he was friends with a kid who was already 16. So our friend who had the license already picked us up, and we were just going to spend the night at his house.
That's what you said? Oh, okay.
That was our cover. And we flew up, saw the show, and I guess we somehow got a bus back to the airport and just stayed there until our flight left early in the morning. Yeah.
Stayed in Oakland.
While we're still in
Oakland Airport?
No, it wasn't Oakland. It was SFO because the show was at Mountain View.
What? But we're still on Pearl Jam. I got a text where I was talking to Smitty back and forth, and he said, "Hey, I did backup vocals on Dark Matter. I'm actually credited on the record, and Mike would have loved that. So I want to know how you guys are carrying those songs off on stage without Smitty out there singing."
That's a good question. I don't know why. We got to get him up there at least once.
I have Smitty's one and only album right here at my feet. By the way.
Oh my God, you could totally blackmail him. You know, he if you ever bring that up, he runs out of the room.
Listen, they were a great band. That we played with them a lot. Hard as nails, cheap as dirt. It was like,
he hates you right now. He's listening.
Hi, Smitty.
Oh, he doesn't listen anymore.
No, he does. I was texting with him this morning or yesterday about he was listening. I said,
but the other
because I was too. It was really funny. He said, I just listened to Don't Die. I said, I just hit play on the new one.
Oh my God. So listen, the other one was Johnny Two Bags band from Orange County we played with. I love that guy Gabby. They were a good band.
Cadillac Tramps.
Yeah, Cadillac Tramps. They were good. And another one, there was a band called Doggy Style. No one ever talks about them. They were really good. Probably not the most politically correct name for a band. I
don't even understand what that means.
You know what's
important? Like you eat out of a bowl?
You know what's important about Doggy Style, Dad?
What?
You met my mom at a Doggy Style show at Fender.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Why exist because of the band Doggy Style?
No, you have to think it was on their mind, perhaps.
So, and of course, Mary's Danish doesn't get enough credit. They were another great band back then. There's a lot of great bands. I don't know why. I don't know why some bands get remembered, like the Nymphs. They're kind of legendary because she peed on the desk at Geffen or whatever. But there's bands that get talked about still, like in regular music circles, and bands that just don't get talked about. And I don't understand why some do and some don't. Right?
Yeah, Eric Vedder was in Doggy Style. No relation to Eddie, but Eric he died a couple years ago.
Died?
He was a good guy. He used to have holiday parties at his house, and he'd have bands
was
play.
He the singer?
He played bass.
Who else was in the Doggy Style?
That's a great question. There were a bunch of people. It revolved, but
none of them peed on the head of the Geffen's desk.
Yeah, Chuck might not know the story. So Inger Laurie, legendary crazy gal, Keith Morris's girlfriend at the time. So you can imagine. Can you imagine the insanity?
What are you saying about Keith? Keith asked me how Bug is doing. He's a good guy.
Keith was not sober at this time. That's all I'm going to say. So she doesn't think that Geffen is pushing her record enough. And she's there doing some press or something, and she just goes into the guy who signs her office and stood on his desk and peed right on his desk. It's a kind of a legendary Geffen.
That's
story.
A great story, but how uncomfortable would you be being in that office when it happened?
There's only two of them. There was probably only two of them.
I mean, it's like one of those things where. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't there.
The guy wasn't in his office. The guy wasn't in his
office.
office.
He wasn't there.
I always see. I guess I just never. That detail was probably left out, and in my mind for over 20 years,
he's sitting there going, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, he was like backing up. Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty badass, but it's definitely different.
Another band from that era was called Rock City Angels. They kind of got lumped in with the hair bands, but they really weren't. Guess who was the guitar player in Rock City Angels? Josh Klinghoffer. Johnny Depp. That's how I met Johnny Depp at Coconut Teaser, and I loved them. They were called Rock City Angels. They made one record.
The Sleazer.
What?
Coconut Sleazer.
Dude, that was a great place. There was a guy named Len that owned it or ran it, and he loved Thelonious Monster. So I always got to drink for free. I would go there twice a week, 3 times a week, drink for free. So many times, because I think Slash lived up the hill or something. So many times, like cool bands would play. I remember Pat Travers played there. I don't know if you remember the great Pat Travers. And
that's a weird venue for him.
And so Pat Travers at that time, like Guns N' Roses just coming up, like that, like Appetite had come out, but like the old guard, like Robin Trower didn't know who Guns N' Roses was either. But Pat Travers, like Len's like, hey, Slash wants to come up and jam. He loves you, and introduce him or whatever. And the Slash is kind of drunk, not kind of like
very drunk.
And he gets up there, and then he just doesn't leave, right? And he's like one of the biggest rock stars in the world. But this Pat Travers is just like, yeah, okay, thank you so much. And he like
he was probably scared.
He's like clapping. Pat Travers is like clapping and then patting Slash on the back, trying to get him to get off the stage.
Oh wow!
So great.
That would have been a great story if he would have peed on him right there.
But I remember because we would all go see the great bands we grew up with, and they were descending. It's what it's called, Chuck. They were Pat Travers,
Right. The
Robin,
art, the art,
Robin
the success
Trower,
art.
Robin Trower, Stars, Angel. Like we'd go see these bands and they were playing like the Whiskey and stuff, and all the rock star brigade are going to pay homage. I remember I went and saw Angel somewhere, and Tommy Lee was there, and he was like, "Fuck, I love you guys."
Wait! I think you could do a good Tommy Lee. That was getting there. That was almost as good as your Keith.
Fuck. He's from Westminster, by the way. Westminster,
he lived right up the hill from the whiskey.
But Westminster High School. So anyways, so all of that, and you can't point to one thing, because I'm thinking of the things I've seen you do that is amazing. It's that you can go from being this front person of Chili Peppers, which you really were, the three of you up front, equally energetic, equally, to taking this, kind of studio musician, headphones on, but still playing amazing with Pearl Jam. Just like that takes a lot of character, Josh. You have a lot of character, right?
Yeah.
Because by now I'd be pushing. By now I'd be manipulating Eddie. Like, Eddie, do I really have to be up in the back?
Well, I don't want to be up front. I mean, like if I was in the crowd, I don't deserve to be up front. It's their band. They've been doing it for a while. I'm more than happy to be where I am. I guess I'm lucky in the sense
that's
that
gratitude,
and I always just feel I'm happy to be in every position that I'm in. Well, I don't say it like I don't. I'm just saying, look, mostly thanks to you that I'm in the vicinity of these people when they need someone. So
when they need Josh Klinghoffer. We all grew up with. We're all the same. I'm a little older than those guys. I'm not older than the Red Hot Chili Peppers, though they keep insisting I am. It's like a matter of like months or something. But Flea always say, "I'm not 63. I'm 61."
You were born in what year? 61?
I was born in 61, and they were born in 62.
Yeah, Chad's born in 61.
Yeah, but he doesn't deny it. But we're all basically the same age. We all grew up with 3 guitar bands, and so Thelonious had 3 guitar bands based on Leonard Skinner and the Outlaws and Marshall Tucker. All these bands had the Yardbirds had 3 guitar players. Why is it so strange? Like nowadays, 3 guitar players. When Thelonious had 3 guitar players, people say, yeah, they had all these people on stage. They had 3 guitar players. So did Leonard Skinner. Nobody said that about Leonard Skinner.
Wait a second.
I'm not saying we're equally as good. I'm just saying there's 3 guitar players.
Right. Yeah, the 3 guitar players playing 3 different things.
That's all you need. That's what you do in a studio anyhow. But but you know what? Bob was talking about this really hard the other night, and it was about saying yes and taking chances and just going for it. And that's why I think you've been in position, but you've also jumped into stuff. It's just like, can I play with them? Yeah, let's try it. Let's give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, there's a part of me that wouldn't have said yes to playing with Bob if I, at the very beginning, I was like, I just learned how to do this. I barely know anything. I can't do this. And then you think, really? Are you going to say no? Like, that's just an impossibility. And if you try it and you can't do it, then you can't do it. At least you learned, and then you get better and you try and do it. But yeah, I mean,
that it's so important. And I bring that to my clients where it's like, what do you mean if you don't know if you can't do it, then find out.
Doesn't Elliott Smith have a line in a song that says, just say yes? Doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like a baby boomer, Gen Xer kind of motto. Like, try, see if you can do it. If you can't do it, so what? Who gives a fuck? Millennials and Gen Zers are so obsessed with fear of failure, they don't ever try. I'm telling you, I watch it, right? And just say yes and see what happens. So what? So anyways, you came on because you have this love of Mike Mart and this love of that record that
I didn't even know about until sadly last November.
I played you across the pond back in the day. I said Mike Mart just wrote the greatest song ever.
Yeah, maybe, but I didn't realize he had this record. I mean, and it's I mean, because Martine sent it to me, and when I heard it, I felt like I'd heard it before, but I totally didn't have it, and I didn't realize it was on a part of a whole record.
You guys all have a different opinion. Mike has there's great songs on the record, but I know Mike, he has even greater songs, right? But there's no song like Across the Pond. I just can't believe that didn't become a KCRW. When it came out, I was like, Mike, this is going to be on KCRW. You got to get Benmont to play piano
or in a movie or somewhere.
It's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest songs I've ever heard.
It's amazing. I thought a lot about that time where, I mean, 2000, what is it, 2002? There's just, you could make records for maybe a little cheaper and make a bunch of CDs and you put them out, but there's no streaming back then. And, I feel like it made perfect sense that he made a record and it came out and then it disappeared because it probably didn't come out widely and, it just disappeared. And then when I found out that this record existed, I just felt like, especially in light of, just having lost him, it just seemed criminally insane that record was unavailable. So
so you and your friends who have a record label are re-releasing it, correct?
Well, yeah, the guys at ORG, Andrew Rossiter, like he once, he probably regrets it now, but he said to me, it's like, basically, you have your like an imprint. You can, if you want to put something out, and I was like, really? And I felt, and I haven't really done that. I introduced him to Jack Irons, and Jack has put out a couple records through them. And, I just think, I know that they can do these small run vinyl, and if they sell out like that, then we'll make more. But just, once you have it made and it's released, then it can get in the streaming services or whatever. But and our dear friend Nate, I had never accomplished something so easily just from an idea. I texted Nate. I said, Nate, your beautiful illustrations. What I'm seeing is basically the cover of the old record, but if you draw it perfectly and we just, it's kind of somber, black and white, and here it is, and it fucking came out amazingly, and it's all Nate. Nate, I was either on tour or just about to be, or no, I was doing the Red Cross, so I was busy, and Nate took the ball and ran, and and Sophia, Mike's daughter, drew the anchor that's on the label.
Wow. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
That's one here.
Yeah, and I also felt like, they're just really great, honest songs, and I feel like,
sure every once in a while, like Daisies in the Sunshine, I'll be towing along in my car and that'll pop up on my random, and it's just like, it's just cool, happy. And you're right. Honest is a good way to put it. And by the way, I ordered one of those. When should I expect it?
About 6 months Friday.
If Josh is in charge.
I'm not sending them. No way. No.
Then good, because I
they
think
should
that was
probably
like
be arriving soon, because it comes out officially this Friday. And
cool. So everybody that ordered one, because I know people that listen to the show ordered them also because we talked about them online.
Oh, good. Okay, I hope so. Yeah. I just didn't know if I wanted to really drive it home to the good people who listen to Don't Die that our dear friend Mike's record is back. It's out,
and this will then. Most people have either Spotify or Amazon or whatever. This will be out, and that album cover will be in your phone, right?
Yeah. It'll be on the streaming service. If people don't want to buy the vinyl record, they can listen to it now anywhere in the world on their phone. But there's a limited edition of these, and they're beautiful, and I would grab.
Well, no, I think people buy them and don't open them. That Elijah was over here yesterday. Yeah. Crass is playing on Saturday. I have the two great Crass records that were left out of Sober Living that I owned. I didn't eagerly try to find the person who had left them behind, but I never opened them. I just have them
That's like
sealed.
A tip. It's like when you leave it for the cleaning staff at the hotel.
Yeah.
Are you going on Saturday, Bob?
Thank you for my
I'm going to see Crass. So then I'm sitting there thinking Crass is low down on the pecking order, And then we get the schedule, and they're playing at 9. Steve Ignorant's playing at 9:15 at night. It's throwing my whole thing off because I want to see a bunch of bands during the day, and then I wasn't going to go back at night. But not see Iggy Pop and go home. But now I'm all thrown off. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
It is hard to get there from 3 miles away where you live.
This is the one thing that's by where you live.
You could actually go and come back.
I know, I could do that, but will they let
RV.
the parking? I tried to do that at the LA Fair, and they made me pay for parking again. I was like,
who's putting on the show?
Golden Boys.
I should hope you can get it.
But no, you know how you have things in your head, like I'm just going during the day because all the bands I want to see are like the 5 o'clock bands, right? I think Iggy's at 7 maybe, because I saw Misfits already. And I'm happy for them and everything. I saw them. I did. I saw the new Misfits thing, and I'm so happy. And when they played 2 nights at Madison Square Garden, I was like, how awesome is that? But do I want to be in the parking lot at 10:45 at night? I don't
Oh, it's going to be mayhem.
Is it going to be crazy?
I've been putting up the stages to I just think about Misfits sold out BMO Stadium multiple nights, sold out Madison Square Garden for 2 nights. And they're going to be in the racetrack at Pomona Fairground. It's going to be packed.
It's going to be insane.
I saw them at the Forum.
Huh? You saw them at the Forum?
I saw them at the Forum a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's where it was. I thought it was BMO. It was the Forum. You're right.
And this makes me, because I always lump, and I'm a fan of all good music. So I was a fan of the Misfits before Glenn quit and went solo, right? And they were really like a whiskey band. They played the whiskey. And then they break up for 20 years. And then they play Madison Square Garden. And and it's not about Thelonious Monster. I could see where you guys might be thinking. It's about the Cramps. The Cramps were the greatest live band I ever saw.
True.
They were Butthole Surfers.
Amazing.
Butthole Surfers and the Cramps put on the greatest concert beyond Iggy, beyond anything I've ever seen.
All the way to the end, too.
The 2 greatest bands were the Cramps and the Butthole Surfers live. And I just think, like, if Lex hadn't died, they'd be playing Madison Square Garden. And he would love that. Oh, my God, he was such a great guy. I got to know him. And he would just love that. That after all those decades of playing, like, clubs for fucking ever and slugging along.
But the Dr. X skull that the Misfits appropriated kept them alive because it was such a cool graphic. Such a cool graphic. It kept them alive even when they weren't recording anything.
Yeah, the Cramps had too many looks. They had too many logos. They didn't have one simple logo. But the Cramps.
If they'd have stuck with the bad music for bad people guy.
I mean, Josh, did you ever see the Cramps live?
No.
I did.
God,
I did one time.
Mind blowing.
I saw them
mind blowing.
I saw them one time when I was like 12 or 13, and I go see bands and go to festivals all the time. And people ask me, like, what did you see Saturday that was good? And I have no idea, but I remember the one time I saw the Cramps fucking vivid.
Poison Ivy, that woman was just so magnetic. All I did was look at her the whole time. And then I saw them when Brian Gregory was in it in the first album. And he was scary. I was right against the front at the whiskey. And that guy, he was like, and I'm a Catholic school boy. I'm like talking to Luis, my friend, when we're going back to Huntington Beach to Marina High School. I'm like, I'm not kidding, dude. I think that guy's a Satanist.
I think he is. I think he was. Didn't he die like really young?
Is he dead? No, I don't know that he's
died.
dead.
He
did he die?
Yeah.
But he was just like
he was before Kid was there.
It was Brian Gregory, Poison Ivy, Lux, Nick Knox, and I don't think there was a bass player. I don't think there was.
It was 2 guitars.
Yeah. It was mind blowing. And then the Butthole Surfers at the Variety Art Center on Figueroa down by Staples Center. They played 3 nights.
Supposedly the best show of all time.
I always hear that. Greatest show of all time. It was just unbelievable. And Gibby was my friend, and I kind of like the buttholes, but then seeing them, it made you feel different.
I don't like the
and
butthole. See where their name got in the way?
and then, well, when they first signed a major label, they wanted to change label wanted to change the name to the BH Surfers, and Gibby was like, "What would that mean? The Beverly Hills Surfers? You want us to be the Beverly Hills Surfers? No, we're the Butthole Surfers." And he kept saying people would mistake that as the Beverly Hills Surfers. There's no beach in Beverly Hills.
Has Gibby been on this podcast?
He should be.
He should
definitely be.
So, but anyway, after Variety Arts and we're hanging out and we're smoking crack like we always did when the Brotherhood of the Crack Pipe. I just I said, dude, that's who thinks of that? And he goes, thinks of what? Videos? Anybody could put videos on. He kind of minimized how mind-blowing they were. And that gives you insight into Gibby, because he's arrogant about other things, but how genius buttholes are, he's
taking the time to find the penile inversion footage.
And the highway patrol footage. Like, how do you find that? How do you think we're going to play to this? Do you sync up the music to it, or is it random? Like, I started asking him all the questions that I never asked, and he just kind of like, whatever, bibbity, it don't matter, whatever.
Did he call you bibbity bobbity boo, or what?
Yeah, bibbity bobbity boo.
Bibbity bobbity boo.
Yeah, and so he also named my car the Nissan Crack Finder. I had a Nissan, and he
was it a Pathfinder?
But it changed into a crack finder. I could find crack any time of the day or night, anywhere in Southern California. I could find crack. The Nissan Crack Finder. And then,
you mean crack for sale or crack in and amongst the car, or both?
Crack. But here's the thing. And late at night, I had this theory. I think Johnny Depp kind of explained it, that there's only so many cops, so you can pretty much drive however you want. And randomly, you're going to get caught or whatever. And then I started thinking, well, at night,
Kentucky wisdom.
Really no traffic you have to worry about either. So I wouldn't really stop for red lights. I lived at La Brea and 6th Street, and we would jam down 6th Street. I would just, if it was red and I could kind of see there was no cars coming, I'd just go right through the red. And the first time I did it with Gibby in the Crack Finder, he said, "I believe that light was red, Bibbity." And he kept looking back like, "I believe that was a red light that you did not stop for right there." And I was like, "Yeah, there's no reason to stop. There's no at 3 o'clock in the morning. What's the chance that somebody's coming?"
Oh my God!
Those are dangerous times, Chuck. It's amazing we're still alive. But Mike Mart is not. But his music lives on, and Josh Klinghoffer took it upon himself and followed through on it. And Nate the man did the artwork, and your friends are putting the record out. And I'm just excited. I'll get the vinyl, I'll pay for it or whatever, but it'll just sit here in a pile next to the Crash record. But I'm excited that now on my phone, that white album cover is going to pop up and I can listen to Across the Pond.
Anytime you want. Yeah. Maybe I should go take a bunch of copies and set up a little pop-up at the Water Buffalo gathering.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna try and get there, just because I was invited, and I'm not invited a lot of places. So if I'm invited, I should show up.
When is it, Jack?
Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah, so I should probably talk to Biscuits and Hudson and Lee Ving.
You're going to see Lee Ving on Saturday.
We should probably, they're all going to be there at Saturday. We should come up with a game plan, and the Bud Club can go to war with the Water Buffaloes in Griffith Park on Sunday. There's a bunch of 60-year-old guys. We go there with water balloons
all over the place.
Something, water balloons or take their big Barney Flintstones hats away from them.
Did you say 60?
Yeah. Lee's probably 70, right? Lee might be 70.
Yeah, I think so.
I had the great pleasure. That's another band that, like Fear. When the 80s were rolling on, the bands that were really important were Black Flag, Fear, and Circle Jerks. Like nowadays, everybody talks about Minor Threat. Minor Threat was over in like 82. They weren't playing shows. It was like bands like MDC and all these, they all sounded the same kind of. But those bands, Fear, the songs of Fear, I Don't Care About You, Fuck You. It's just one of the most amazing songs ever. New York's all right if you like saxophones. What a great line. How many? I just think about on one album, Chuck, the lyric, I don't care about you, fuck you. That's a chorus. And
that's
then
fantastic. Yeah.
New York's all right if you like saxophones. Like, fuck New York. That was leaving, because you got to understand the context. Everybody, punk rock started in New York, the Ramones, fucking Talking Heads, and leaving's like, fuck you. New York's all right if you like saxophones.
That's the euphemistic verse.
Yeah,
I thought it was homosexuals.
No. And then what's the third great song they have? I Don't Care About You, and then
Living in
I
the
Love
City.
Living in the City.
That's an amazing
Living in the City.
Well, I mean, that's the decline of Western civilization bands. I mean, everybody that was on the decline were important and stayed important pretty much.
And everybody
except
asked
for
me
Catholic discipline, really.
Everybody asked me who taught me how to play guitar. It was not Hillel Slovak. It was not John Frusciante. It was not Mike Mart. It was the great Durf Scratch from Fear, the bass player, taught me how to play guitar.
I just watched the trailers for all three declines last night. Because it came up and I was like, oh, what's the trailer look like for number 3? I haven't seen 3.
Oh, it's a rough ride.
I know. I can tell.
The music from 3 did not hold up.
The heavy metal one is great. The heavy metal one with Odin. Odin is fucking awesome.
It showed such the difference between the punks, where it's just like, I wanted to show Bug X when they were young. So that's why I put the decline on here, because he's seen X probably 10 times, but he's never seen them as young people. He's only seen them as he's 14. So to him, they're like ancient. And it's just like the difference between decline 1 is everybody's just getting by and living wherever they can and just doing the music. And they're, just these, and then 2, it's all like, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be famous. You're going to be watching this in 15 years, and I'm going to be, and it's just so different.
The one interview where she goes like, "What are you going to do if this music thing doesn't work out?" And it's like the band that you've never heard of, never went on to do anything, and they're like, "It's gonna fucking work out. We're gonna be fucking rock stars. I'm not getting a job."
And now they're saying you want fries with that.
It's almost like they had to do part 3 to sort of cut part 2 some slack.
No,
part 3 is just like pure depression.
But they were just reacting to the environment they were in that era. Everybody was signing major record deals. I don't think that everybody wasn't. Punk rock started out pure, and it got contaminated by success and greed and
money. Yeah, right? Money always does.
But I don't think it's wrong, because Kurt was the one guy. I always tell this story. He signed with Geffen, and everybody's like, "Oh, I can't fucking believe it." L7 was on Slash. They were distributed through Warner Brothers. It wasn't like a big deal. Like, it was like, oh, good.
Oh, I think people should make money.
Sonic Youth was on Geffen, and it was good. So then I'm talking to Kurt, and I go, "So what are you gonna do?" Because I couldn't figure out, like, how does an album like Bleach come out on Geffen? I mean, it's really not going to work, right? I mean, what would they do with it? If he made another Bleach, what would they have done?
Yeah.
They couldn't have done anything with that. So, and Sonic Youth luckily had Chuck D rap on that kind of Sonic Youth song that kind of got Sonic Youth over the hump to kind of, I don't know, justify all the ridiculous money or whatever spent. So Kurt tells me, I'm going to make a pop record like Michael Jackson. That's what he told me. And and he was a hard guy to read. And I was like, couldn't figure it. And then I started thinking, because there were some friends of ours that were trying to put disco beats to songs. X was doing it. Like, people were doing it. So I thought maybe he's going to like put a disco beat to this shit. I don't know. But Nevermind is his finding about it. Think about, is there any artist that in 2 years made albums so different as Bleach and Nevermind? Has there ever been?
No, that's some extreme growth, but they also changed up. They
Drummers.
got, I don't know, they got, that was a huge one to get rid of Chad Channing, wasn't it? Drummers are so huge. Drummers are so vital. People, I mean, that's why I feel so lucky. I've got a great drummer right now. It makes all the difference in the world. Makes me want to play. A solid drummer.
But it's more about Butch Vig, and it's more about the sound. You gotta sonically.
They did great with Albini though, and that's a totally different process than Butch Vig. I mean, he understood how
all
he understood
all the
how to write
records
songs.
are
There
so
would have
different.
never been an Albini record if Nevermind did come out. There wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm glad he didn't shy away from it. The same way it's like people bum out on people using the studio, and it's just like
Shied away from it a little later.
I've heard the original versions of the Buzzcock stuff, and I'm so glad they went into a real studio. Nevermind the Bullets would have never been a breakthrough if it was recorded
I know everybody.
poorly.
Well, how about when Nevermind the Bullets came out? Everybody said that's not really them playing. That's a bunch of studio musicians. I forget the big producer.
The song is like one chord.
Yeah. And so then,
they said Chris Spedding played guitar.
Chris Spedding played guitar was always a rumor. So then Steve moved to LA, and Stephen McDonald will remember this. Josh, you should ask him. So I had a club called After Everything Else, and I met Steve, and I said, "Hey, would you play at my club?" And he was like, "Play what?" And I was like, "I don't know. Play Sex Pistols songs." and so I put a band together. I think it was Jeff and Steven and Don Bowles and Steve Jones. And we rehearsed.
Oh my God.
We rehearsed at the Fortress and on Highland and Selma or whatever. And I remember Steve said, "I don't have a guitar. I don't have an amp. You go get a guitar and an amp for me." And I was like, okay. And then Don Bowles was supposed to get one. He didn't get one. So then I ran and got Chris Hansen's 50-watt Yamaha amp and his little shitty SG guitar, brought it back, and Steve just fiddled with it for like, not even 5 minutes. And then said, okay. And then they played, and Steven was the bass player. He knows, he was there. It sounded exactly like the Sex Pistols. And in that moment, I knew this whole Chris Spedding thing is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, he always sounds like that, Steve Jones, I think.
But there was this big rumor that it was overproduced and it's big rock. Same thing when the Clash made Give 'Em Enough Rope, people were giving shit about big overproduced. The great artists don't worry what other people say about them. Kurt was like that. Joe Strummer was like that. Steve Jones and Lydon are like that. And you just do, because you don't want your music to not be heard. And that's the whole point of Mike's record. Is I just thought, I even made an effort to get it to somebody at KCRW. I was like, you got to hear the song Across the Pond. And somehow radio people don't hear that song the way I hear that song. That song is mind blowing. And by the way, doesn't it seem long? I know.
KCRW only does like 15 minutes of music an hour.
But like, it's the perfect KCRW song, isn't it?
It is an amazing
song. This is funny, because I think if you had tried to do this while Mike was with us,
he would have never
find a way to fuck it up and not let it happen. And if it had even a modicum of success, he would have started saying, "Well, that's really shitty. I could have done."
Klinghoffer getting involved in my business.
My record.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like you put it on now. It's not like it sounds dated or anything.
It does not sound dated.
It's got a great band. It's just it sounds like Mike Martin.
Does it have the credits on there? So is it Martine and Benmont Tench?
Yeah. Yep, and Xander and a guy named Andy Cannon on drums. Gerf Morlix, who I looked him up because I've heard that name. He's friends with he well, it led me to that guy Blaze Foley, you know, who was friends with Towns, Van Zandt, and like, so he's in that crew, I guess.
A guy that's in Towns Van Zandt world plays on that album.
Yeah.
What's he playing?
Crazy.
He plays lead, slide, and rhythm guitars. Like he seems like he's the other guitar player apart from Mike.
That is a great name. I wish I could have another kid.
What's his name?
Gurf.
G-U-R-F
Davis.
Orlick. Yeah, and he played. He played. You know that guy Blaze Foley? I think Ethan Hawke made a movie about him.
If I Could Only Fly. He wrote a bunch of great songs.
Yeah, and and all his records are like disappeared. You can't find them or whatever. I think that guy was in and amongst that crew of people.
Wild.
Well, anyways, I've always felt Mike was equal to Towns and the great songwriters. I always did. And Chuck's exactly right. He shot himself in the foot. Some of his greatest songs you guys have never even heard.
Well, there is. There is a tape.
Well, we have
that
cassette. Tape. Did I ever send it to you,
Bobby
Elijah?
Kennedy?
No.
Bobby
Kennedy? I had it digitized.
Hell
I was just on tour, so I guess I forgot to send it to you. I have it. Yeah. So maybe if this does well, people, if you pick up a copy of Tomorrow Shines Bright, maybe we could do a Mike Mart demos release, and then he'll really be fucking pissed.
Like Nick Drake.
He'll be so angry.
Like
people will be listening to his music all over the world. He'd be pissed.
Oh, yeah. What is he doing? Oh my God!
Please thank the guys at ORG Music for us. It's a huge thing. Awesome.
Yes, absolutely. They, Andrew, Mitch, like they really because they do a lot of.
Did they do the Big Star stuff?
Wait, have they done Big Star stuff? They're doing they do the Bad Brains stuff. They reissue. Put out all the Bad Brains. They do a lot of great jazz reissues, and Mike Watt puts out records with them.
Oh, cool.
Mike Watt, Jack Irons.
All right, Eddie, I'm fine. We're gonna sign off. I just brought me a pumpkin muffin, so it's time to put him to bed. All
right, fellas.
All right. He's gonna turn into a pumpkin muffin.
Yeah. So we're gonna all buy the record. So do you have to tell everybody how to get it? Where's it at?
ORG. I don't know. I can't. But like, if you just search Mike Mart, Tomorrow Shines Bright vinyl. Yeah. ORG.
I'll drop a link in the bio for this episode too.
Everybody buy it.
Do it.
Everybody, I'm just never going to stop talking about. I knew a guy who wrote a song called Across the Pond, and it's like knowing a guy that wrote Poncho and Lefty. That's what it feels like. So I'll leave it with that. And he was irritating as fuck sometimes.
Hey, and let's
and
finish
a
that
lovely
thought,
man, and a lovely man, a charming fellow.
It's his punishment for breaking the "Don't Die" act, is that we are putting his record out.
All right, and there will be another one to follow because I'm telling you, Top Jimmy. There's a song called Top Jimmy. A song called Bobby Kennedy.
Bobby Kennedy is out somewhere. It's out on a compilation.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's on my phone. It's
it's some compilation.
I downloaded it. I paid the 79 cents or something.
Oh my God. my God. I hope that's going to the right people.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's so much fun.
All right, and I'll talk to you tomorrow about the other stuff. Josh wants to form a company and take over the world. We didn't get into that today.
Oh, good. I'm going to need a job.
One of the major points of this is to get people's attention without being a crazy fuck.
You don't have to do it anymore, bud. You can just be chill and normal.
Intelligent, fun dialogue. Like the Don't Die podcast.
All right, Josh.
Don't die.
Good
job.
Don't
See you
die.
guys.
Bye-bye.
See you.